Podcast. We got Zack Snyder's Justice League. We got last season of Avatar. The boy finished it. Little Nightmares 2, Lana Del Rey, Cardi B Up, Seven Deadly Sins, and the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right, we're back. Oh shoot, I almost restarted the intro. Imagine just back to back to back. Shoot. Excuse me. Well, welcome. This is the ADLR Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony. Brian in the... Brian. I call you Brian. Joined by Brian. Hey. Okay. We got Kelsey coming in right before I introduced him. That was perfect timing.
What's up?
And we got Randall on the gram. How you doing?
What's up?
Okay. Is it okay to call you Randall on the gram? Or no?
Just call him Gramdle.
That one's too good.
You gotta call him Mr. Dark Chocolate himself.
Randall, you can't play videos while you're on a podcast.
What are you talking about?
We heard it through the microphone. Sound. I just heard it.
I don't know what you heard.
Got it.
Yeah.
The female voice was nothing. It was just I imagined it.
He's really good at doing impressions.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
That was actually me.
Yeah. Even though there's video evidence of your lips not moving.
Ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Got it. You threw the voice. Got it.
We need to get some Megan Trainor in here. When your lips are moving, you line.
I'm not with you. I don't listen to Megan Trainor. I don't know what that is. Is it like a lit song or what?
I like it. I mean, she's the one that came out with the All About That Bass.
Oh,
song.
Okay. All About That Bass. Yeah, okay.
So she has another one called Lips Are Moving, and it's talking about people being two-faced and like cheating and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so whenever they're talking, they're whenever their lips are moving, they're lying.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that. I don't think I've heard a project of hers yet. I heard that single, the All About That Bass, because that was all over the radio. So
Yeah.
but I haven't heard an album from that. All right. So we're starting this thing off with some heat here. Do we want to start with my review of the last season of Airbender? Do we jump into Justice League?
Most starting it off with heat. I thought we were going to talk about Up.
You know what? Just tell me. Let's get this over with. Let's get this over with. Go ahead. You heard Cardi B Up.
So I was in the car and was listening to the radio, and then this came on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted to know what it was about. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, let's look up the music video, because normally, normally like most songs they're about something, they have some flow with the lyrics. I don't have a fucking clue what the song is about. Okay, like it's talking about like her making guys work for it, and then it talks about how like hot she is, and then it starts getting to the chorus, and I don't know what it is. It's up,
Trash.
up, and it's stuck. Like and then it just repeats that 3 or 4 times, and like it's kind of catchy, but at the same time, it's like, what are we talking about? Like I don't have a clue. Like I tried looking at the lyrics, I tried watching the video, and all of it is just like, what is this, a porno? What are we doing here?
No, the performance at the Grammys was close to porno. That's what porno was.
Oh, speaking of that, I don't remember if we talked about this last week. But she like had they were attacking her for her performance, being like, oh, this is for kids, this isn't for kids, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And she like snapped back and was like, I don't make music for your kids. I make music for adults. I'm a very sexual person. I'm not in charge of raising your kids. Stop blaming me and other celebrities for raising your kid, for trying to raise your kids, because we're not fucking raising your kids, And she actually had like a really good, like, I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to come up with, but she had a really good like bit on, it's not celebrities' job to raise your kids. Like if you want to listen to a song that's like, not appropriate for kids, don't fucking listen to it in front of your kids. She was doing some live stream at some point, and she was listening to one of her songs, and her kid walked into the room and she just turned it off. And then when the kid left, she turned it back on. It's like it's really that easy. You know?
There's a huge difference between that example and the Grammys aired on ABC or wherever or CBS. That is for family to watch. So when you're making your performance at the Grammys, which you know that is for family, you need to keep that in mind.
I mean,
that's not on her though. That's on the people who directed the show.
I'm not saying it's her. I'm saying someone fucked up. Because what I saw them like, people are watching this live on television.
You know, but the same thing, like think about how many Super Bowls and things, and all the cheerleaders and all that stuff that are out there acting, you know, just as bad, if not worse, with some of the halftime shows and that kind of stuff.
From what? I don't think we saw the same performance then, Kelsey. Because they were basically scissoring each other on the fucking on the stage.
I mean, we saw what's her name's tits on during one of the half bowls with what is
Jackson?
it?
Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that an accident?
I mean, it was. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like
these were two women purposely doing this on stage versus an accident. So yes, it is not their job to raise your kids. Those are completely fine, but not okay. What happened?
I mean, while I agree, if it's on like a family TV station, yes, but at the same time, it's like whoever is in charge of hiring the talent to do the performance,
whoever's at CBS,
probably needs to be, you know, either monitoring that or understanding that that's probably what's going to happen.
Grammys, where does it air? Airs on CBS. Yeah, it's CBS who fucked up because there's rehearsals. They should know what's about to go on. That's hilarious. So are you up? And is it stuck?
No, no. Like it's one of those things that like if it comes on the radio, I may not necessarily turn the station, but I'm probably not going to listen to it.
Yeah. I gave that every Friday. Y'all know me. I go to the new music and see what's popping so I can review it later. That's how that single come out, and I'm like, okay, she got a new single. Let's give it a shot. First verse, I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna see what the chorus is. Chorus hit. And I'm up, and I'm up, and I'm up. I'm done. She said it like the fourth time. Next. No, thank you.
What it refers to though, like what is up? Like I don't understand.
And she's winning, I guess. She's up.
That's not
the song, so I'm just assuming.
Don't bother, Brian. Believe me, if I can hit next on it, you're not gonna like it.
You don't know, man.
Then you know what? Then go ahead. Do me a favor. While when I'm talking about Avatar or something, go listen to this song.
Yeah, like it's got some, you know, some nice flow and lyrics that aren't the chorus.
Yeah.
You know, but it's honestly, I've not really liked anything that she's really come out with. I like her as a supporting artist. I do not like a lot of her main music personally. I think WAP is the only thing that I like enjoy with her, really, but that's also because Megan Thee Stallion's in it.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a hilarious song. You know, it's one of those that it's like it's not necessarily a good song. It's just really funny, and you're just kind of like, there's some what is it? There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. And I'm just singing that the whole time because it's hilarious to me.
You're right. If you want another fun song that you just because it's fun, listen to what is it? Best Friend by Saweetie and Doja Cat.
Best Friends?
Yeah, Best Friend by Saweetie and Doja Cat. And if you want, watch the music video because it's also just meant to be funny.
All right, pulling it up for later.
If you want to just listen to music that's entertaining no matter what your mood is, just listen to anything Chief Keef.
I don't know.
Honestly, thought he was gonna plug Skullgirls. Like,
yeah.
If you want music that you really just want to listen to, Skullgirls, $9.99 on Steam right now.
And that music will get you feeling uppity, you know.
I came on when we were playing. What was it, Outbreak? Fucking in just a moment's time, and I almost came
hitting headshots. Oof. All right. Well, Cardi B up. That it's. I didn't get past the first. Not for me. If this song is on our fucking top 10 music, Kelsey, no way am I letting that on there. I'm telling you that right now.
No, it's gonna be
Trina,
Black Eyed Peas and Shakira song.
Get the fuck out of here.
Cry Baby, and then Up. Okay.
I don't think I've heard Crybaby yet from Megan Thee Stallion. So
it's another song that I really have no idea what it's about.
okay,
Like it's Megan Thee Stallion featuring DaBaby, and the music video is really weird. Like I think it's, I don't know if it's him, but I think it's DaBaby in drag playing with dolls, two female dolls, and they're talking trash about each other. And then he walks out the store, and then it switches to DaBaby singing, and then Megan Thee Stallion singing, and I don't have a clue what it's about. I have no idea. Like I've seen the video once or twice. I haven't looked at the lyrics. I've tried to listen to it, and it's just like I don't know. It's not the same as the Shakira Black Eyed Peas song with that, whatever.
the mating sound that she puts in the front of it.
But it's got like a high pitched child kind of singing in the background.
Okay.
And it kind of fits the song. It's not as bad as what it is, but it's one of those that like you either like it or you don't.
Okay.
I would at least give it a listen because it is catchy. It is,
it's got some good flow in it.
Flow to it, but I just don't know what it's about. And watching the music video, I really don't know what it's
about. Okay. I'll give it a listen. It's just a single, right? It's not like that's not the name of the album or anything.
I don't know. It was another one that came on the radio, and I looked it up when I got home and was like, I was like, okay, like you're sitting here kind of
bopping to it,
bouncing to it, and then, but you're just like,
whatever's lit.
Just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay, I'll give that one a listen to. I tried Cardi B the first verse, and I'm like, okay, this has potential. Chorus came, I said no, so then I'll give this one a shot. Lit. I guess while we're on music, I can go ahead and roll right into Lana's album.
Yeah, what you think about Lana's album?
All right, so Chemtrails Over the Country Club is the album Lana dropped last Friday. It has a distinct country tone throughout the entire project, and I guess, well, obviously because it's country club and stuff. She tries different vocal techniques in this. There's like her first track called White Dress. She goes in and she's like whisper singing. I don't know if that's the term or whatever, but it's like she's like right up against the mic, like ASMR singing, if that makes sense. I don't know how to do it. I can't sing.
It's where they're just kind of talking straight into the mic.
But she'll sound like she's like hitting higher notes, like close and stuff. It's weird. I'm destroying the example here, but she can actually say when you hear it, you're like, okay,
do it.
No, I'm not. That's not. She has a bunch of features on here with some other like female vocalists that I don't think I've ever heard. I think they're all either country singers or. So I have no idea who they are, but they are also fantastic in the album. They have great range.
I don't know if it was the song that you playing in the car that one time or something. I just heard by accident, but some of them sound like Dolly Parton.
If it is Dolly Parton, it doesn't say it on Spotify. Maybe if I look into the details and see who's in it, you know how it has like the credits and stuff you looked up before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll appear on there, but there's definitely other women. There's some tracks where there's other women singing in the track, and there's no. She's in it.
No. I was saying to what you're saying because the song you played in the radio, I was like, that's not Lana.
Yeah, I know,
but it didn't say anything.
But it doesn't say who's in it. Yeah, so except the last song, but I don't remember the names of those at the moment.
Zella Day and Ways Blood.
There we go.
Blood.
That goes. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, a lot of the instrumentals are very slower pace. Some of them have some bass line to it, but it's a very relaxing, like slower pace album throughout. It doesn't have like the one or two cuts that's like pop or like any like trap song. Like her last one, they had the one with what's his name? She had like a hip hop Summer Bummer in the last album, and another one she had where it had like hip hop elements in it. But for this one, it's through and through like a cohesive, like what you hear from the beginning. The first two tracks is what you're getting for the rest of it. So I think again, great vocals. The subject matter ranges between relationships and go ahead, Brian.
No, I just one thing. If you're gonna have other artists or anything on there, put them in the credits.
They're
shit
not.
pisses me off.
They're not even in the credits.
No, at least on Spotify, it just says performed by Lana, and that's it for
Oh,
most of this. Even let me see. Okay, the only one that doesn't is the last song.
that's
If you have
weird.
people in your song, credit them. Anyone that worked on your stuff, credit them. Don't be an ass.
What if she's like a shapeshifter and she can just sound like other people?
Give them a name and then credit yourself twice.
Oh, okay. Anywho, yeah, if you're a fan of Lana Del Rey's slower stuff like or older stuff like Born to Die and a little bit out and like Ultraviolence, it doesn't have the same instrumentals as Ultraviolence, but it's just that slower pace. There's more of that. It's great. Still got the vocal performance she had years ago. It's fantastic. So if you're not a fan of Lana, I don't know if this will sway you. I don't think it'll sway. I don't think it would. So it's more of Lana. If you're a fan of Lana, you'll love this. If not, you might not. And that's that on that. On our music minute. So we're back to the question at hand. We got 3 mega busters. Well, 2 of them because the other guys there's only 1 episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Justice League or The Last Airbender.
Are you gonna spoil Justice League? Maybe so I need to take my headphones off. Are you guys gonna kind of? I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean, it's 4 hours, so
I know that's why I didn't have a chance to watch it because I'm like, I don't want to stay here for 4 hours to watch this.
They do a good job of breaking it into parts. Like this movie itself, be like, oh, part 1, part 2, so you can like watch the parts and then come back and resume.
All right.
If that's what you want to do.
Some of the guys in chat were talking about how it was a lot better than they were expecting it to be, and that they some things they did really well, and other things they're like, okay.
My biggest critique here for Justice League is this was filmed for an IMAX, right? So they kept the aspect ratio. So I'm watching this entire film with black bars on the left and right side of my TV. So that's when I was like, okay. That's when I'm like, my expectations started getting low as shit. I'm like, he doesn't give a fuck. All right. I have this TV. So many pixels not being used right now because he wanted to do IMAX. You know. Anywho, I guess we can keep it spoiler free. I'm just gonna compliment most of it. Hubby in the chest says, "Bro, you play 4x3 black bars." I don't know. Yeah, isn't that like?
Shooters.
Yeah, but they stretch it. They don't have black bars.
Some literally use black bars.
Some do. Some in a lot of the pro Counter-Strike stuff, they'll still play in 4x3 aspect ratio and either play it in windowed mode or play it with bars around the edge.
I thought they stretched. Oh,
you can. Some people play full screen stretched and that, or widescreen and whatever. But a lot of my friends that play it in a box that's a 4x3 ratio.
Okay. My fault. My bad, Javi. I didn't know you knew the tech. My bad. I thought it was, last time I've seen someone do that, it's been stretched. Like they just stretch a 4x3 over because it makes everything bigger or wider or whatever, so it's easier to make shots or something.
Fucking old guys think to know everything.
I mean, I'm a Mario Master, bro.
Now, this isn't a porno. Not everything gets stretched.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. So I guess we can do a Justice League. I don't think it's going to be spoilers because a lot of the story elements are the same. It's just to its complement, it's more, and there's more context. There's more lore. That all the things that you've seen in the previous one make more sense now.
Oh, I never saw the previous one.
Okay, so actually that's a good thing, to be honest, because the first one was like, or the original release was the theatrical release was just, you know.
So is it basically the same movie? They just extended it.
A lot of stuff has changed because of the stuff that they extended. If that makes sense, because of the extra stuff like backstory, you see, you're like, oh okay, all of this starts to make sense.
That's exactly what they were saying in chat. They were like, you watch it, and then at certain parts you're like, oh, okay, that's why that's why X happens, or that's what X means, or whatever.
Yes, there's a lot of this stuff that's like, oh, they butchered it. Like when you watch this 4-hour movie and then try to see, and then if you try to watch the Joss Whedon one, it's butchered. Like it's like so much stuff is removed out of context. The scenes that were awesome were so small, were so short. It had a different tone. That's not what the end goal was, and you can tell it by watching Snyder's original cut here. Besides that, I don't know. In comparison, yeah, this blows the first one out of the water. I told Randall right after we started watching. I'm glad I was wrong. I was going into it this is just gonna be 4 hours of bullshit, which luckily wasn't. Go ahead.
So if you haven't seen the original, just don't bother. Just
don't bother. Watch this one. This is the cut, and you can tell why. If you watch them both, you'd be like, "This is the cut that was supposed to come out years ago."
All right.
It's just again, it's 4 hours, but most of it is stuff that's prevalent. Like there's very little scenes that's like, "Oh, this is wasting my time." It's just that there's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of like arcs because I mean, this is the first movie where they like Cyborg had his debut, yeah. And who else? And Flash. I think Wonder Woman and Aquaman, because Aquaman movie came out after the Justice League movie. So there's a lot going into this movie, and we didn't cut out a lot of stuff that was prevalent.
Did you ever watch The Watchmen?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it similar to that, where they kind of just have like all the characters and kind of go into a lot of backstory, and then like near the end kind of move things forward?
They sprinkle it. In this, there's like they're a little bit of the main advancement, some backstory of the character, more advancement of the overarch. Like the pacing it flops between character development and then the main plot moving along. And I thought it was a decent enough pacing. It was slower than the first one because there's just a lot to get. You get a lot of information thrown at you because it's like 3 or 4 of the Justice League members getting introduced, so there's a lot of stuff happening. And then it all builds up to the final fight, which was a lot better than the first one. And it's mostly because, like, I think Randall mentioned it before in a different podcast, where this the villain is it's grittier. Like, there's actual more blood, people getting decapitated and stuff. Like, it's an actual fight instead of like the superhero stuff we would see in Disney side, where it's, oh, I'm gonna punch you, and quick editing, and oh, he got hit. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Where here's like, oh no, that person got cut in half. Like, you know. And that's all I can say without spoiling it. Is yes, it's definitely it was worth watching the original cut, and if you haven't seen the first one or the theatrical release, don't bother to watch this one. Brian and Randall saw it as well. Do you guys have anything to add or?
I wouldn't say. Okay, so the first one, I was like, it's all right. The original cut. This one it's all right. It didn't sway me, and it had a few scenes I was like, that's cool. But overall, I'm still just like, it's all right.
So you're still on don't watch it?
I'm not saying don't watch it. It's just don't expect Endgame from it. Just because
no one's saying it's...
I'm not saying anyone's saying it. I'm just saying if you're going in, yo, is this DC's? Is whoever's like, because it's getting good reviews and it's a longer version, they're thinking, oh, do they have something to rival Marvel's big movies like that?
I mean, no.
You're telling them, shut up. No, it's just something else.
This is its own thing.
But even then, it's all right.
I wonder. Do you guys wonder why it is that the I don't know if it's just necessarily the DC universe just doesn't stand up to Marvel because Marvel is just kind of overall better, or if it's really just like the directing and acting and that kind of stuff that they get for the movies.
In like, what aspect? Because you mean the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or
yeah, well, even the comics. Like I don't know really anybody who prefers the DC comics over Marvel.
I mean, if E-Man was in my chat right now, he would be screaming at you.
Okay, so E-Man's the only one that I've ever talked to that actually likes DC over Marvel. Like, don't get me wrong. Like when I think about, you know, some of my favorite characters, a good majority of them are Marvel characters.
Yeah.
And then I have like my favorites, you know, from the DC universe because of like the animated series and that kind of stuff. And then like the Justice League series, like they were all really well done.
Yeah.
And then if you look at like the Marvel Cinematic Universe versus the DC Cinematic Universe, it's like,
Night and day.
yeah, like literally comparing gold to salt. You know, it's just like,
Well, that's because
the thing is,
they approached it differently. Marvel said, "Let's start with the characters and build up to a crossover." And DC's like, crossover. They'll figure it out, and they just it felt rushed, and that's what we got.
the other thing is that both sides prioritize different things. So Marvel wins in the cinematic universe, but DC drowns them when it comes to the animated movies.
Yeah,
By
Yeah.
far way better.
yeah. Because, like, I mean, they don't, but how many animated movies has, like, Marvel even done? You have, like,
They've done a
the
good amount.
Spider-Verse, and
They've done Spider-Verse, they've done Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk versus Thor. They've done
Yeah.
Hulk or Planet Hulk. They've done fucking. There's Spidey movies too. I don't remember the names of them. There's fucking. I'm assuming there's X-Men ones too. I don't remember too much of them, but there's a handful of them. A lot of them are also like side ones that aren't really Marvel ones. So there was a whole like Iron Man, like they made Iron Man anime, and that shit was garbage, but they did it.
because, like, I don't know that there's a single DC animated thing that I haven't really enjoyed for the most part. Like,
Batman and Harley
especially the
Quinn.
TV series.
oh,
You
that's
know,
true.
like
Brian
the
didn't like
Justice
that.
League- Which one?
Batman and Harley
Batman.
Quinn. It's like
Oh,
it
yeah.
came out like 2 years ago, I think, or last
That's-
year.
Yeah, I know which one he's talking about.
I ended up liking
but,
that one. I thought it was funny.
but like, the Justice League TV series was amazing. You know, I don't think I ever finished it. I think I only ever get through like the first 2 seasons, because then it kind of starts really branching out with things.
Uh-huh.
But that one was amazing. I love Batman the Animated Series. Batman Beyond was amazing. And the only thing I can think of that I've watched that's like an animated series for Marvel off the top of my head is the Spider-Man series. And that's because I grew up with that. And that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Also the X-Men.
And X-Men, yes. Those two were pretty incredible.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
Mm-hmm. They had another X-Men one after that. That was like on Kids WB. I don't remember the name, but Toad was in it. Not Toad, Mario yelling like an idiot. I mean Toad, like the frog guy.
Yeah.
I wish it was the other Toad.
And Teen Titans was awesome. Like,
If
That's
you've
a good
never
DC
seen-
one.
If you've never seen a Young Justice, the show for DC, I
yeah,
haven't seen the newest season, but the other one slapped. So
I haven't finished it, but I watched the first like couple of episodes of Young Justice, and that was really well done. I really don't like what they did with Teen Titans, going from being an amazing cartoon
Oh, to the
to
kid
whatever
one.
the fuck it is now.
Yeah.
You know, because and like it's actually part of the story. Like, it's a continuation of Teen Titans. It's like they get into some fight with basically a god, I think, and he throws them into whatever this universe is instead of you know,
Oh, so it's actually
leaving them where they
canon?
are. It's canon, yeah. It's all part of the
Oh,
it's all a continuation of the story.
I thought it
don't
was
know if there's,
just
like, comics and things behind it, but
I thought it was just a rebrand. Like, oh, we got to redo this for kids, and then they came out with I think it's Teen Titans Go or something.
yeah. Chat says Teen Titans Go even makes fun of itself for not being Teen Titans. I absolutely hate it. Like, it.
I haven't seen it, but I saw the trailer of what it looked like, and I'm like, why'd you? I was thrown away from it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm good. But the Teen Titans I grew up with was not that, so I backed away from it and didn't watch Go at all. I don't know. To answer your question, I don't. It's just the approach is different. They had different people at the top making the wrong decisions or making rushed decisions. You know, where at Marvel side they're like, no, we're gonna do this cinematic universe just like the comics do it. We'll have character arcs in their own movies, and then we'll have crossover events like the Avengers movies, the Civil War movie, the Captain America Civil War was another crossover event, just like the comics did. They just mimicked what the comics were doing. Obviously, with a lot less characters, because when there's a crossover event in the comics world, everyone and their grandmother's in it.
which is my complaint about Civil War. They just have Civil War, right? And it's a dodgeball team versus a dodgeball team. Not so many people are there.
You got to keep in mind it's a different universe. So like that's
And
the only people that
no,
exist at that
They
time.
could have waited. They could have waited.
Waited?
They could have pushed it. There's like thousands of things they could do.
Well, they did it then, and it still sold. Like what? You know?
Call
I
it
feel like
civil debate.
a lot of the DC stuff relies on you watching the original animated series of things to keep up with everything. Because like I don't feel like Marvel really had a lot of that that they used, except for like for some things for like X-Men. But other than that, there really wasn't any introduction. You know, like you guys said, they just kind of go, "Oh yeah, so here's the crossover." Hey, who the fuck are these people?
And when it comes to that, they didn't. I mean, before they didn't do a good job because we saw Whedon's cut with Justice League Snyder's Jack. I keep saying Jack. Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. He gives time to each of the new characters, so you kind of get okay. I know where they're coming from. Whereas the one that came out theatrical didn't do them justice at all. No pun intended. Where Marvel's like, oh, we're gonna do each character, and then they'll come in crossover. And if there's a new character introduced in the crossover event, they get a little bit of airtime to know what they're about. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. They had an entire movie of Guardians of the Galaxy before they were introduced in the crossover event, and that ended up being the first Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite Marvel movies. So,
I mean, they introduced to me who has the best Marvel movie to date in a crossover, which is Spidey.
mm-hmm. They probably, to be fair, they probably would have done Spider-Man earlier if it wasn't for the licensing battle. They would have done its own movies before.
It pisses me off that's even really a thing. Like same thing with X-Men and
and Fox.
Hulk.
I mean, do what?
And fucking what is it, Universal and Hulk?
Yeah, you know, like they can't call them they can't call them mutants in one universe, but and then you have the actual mutant universe with X-Men. It's
Yeah.
like, do you realize how fucking stupid this is? Really?
It's in writing. That's all they could. That they'll hear you say that and be like, it's in writing, and they just show you a piece of paper that says it's in writing. Who cares if you think it's stupid? And then you'll be like, okay, you're right. I guess I won't watch your movie. And now here we are. They own everything back again.
I mean, it's the same thing with like the licensing for Madden and whatever. You know, like having exclusive rights. And then you have this one company that makes all or not Madden, Madden 2, but Star Wars. You have one company that's allowed to make Star Wars games, and
there's people hungering for that, like fucking starving to make their own idea games from it. That's insane. So I don't know. Randall, you have anything to add for the Snyder cut? Nothing? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Like a lot? Like you're gonna buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out?
I watched it again.
You watched it again?
Mm.
Nice. So you're gonna buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out?
Mm.
Okay. Oh, and shout out to HBO Max not charging us an extra $30 to watch a premiere date movie. Thanks. Take notes, Disney. And that's about it. I mean, for me, I'd recommend it. It's definitely you got to watch, especially if you're a fan of the characters. Ben Affleck as Batman is still doing great as Batman. Henry Cavill as Superman he looks like a Superman. Flash was great.
I complimented him during the movie, and that takes a lot for me to say out loud.
Those are facts. I can't spoil that, I guess, but
I said it already.
Yeah.
Said it already.
Yeah.
About what?
The attires.
The who?
The attires.
It was in the trailer. He probably knows already.
Oh, it wasn't a trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh,
I haven't watched any trailers or anything for.
Fuck. Well, you'll see.
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about something else.
Okay, I don't know what you were talking about.
You want
sorry.
me to take the
Yeah.
headphones
It's fine.
off?
I'm not.
No, it's not worth it.
I'm gonna do a gesture. You're not gonna understand. They're gonna understand.
Okay, go for it. All right, he's getting up.
You
Put his seat back. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
How is that a spoiler?
Because he hasn't seen anything on it, so he has no idea who's going to show up.
Oh.
That would be a spoiler for me.
Does Nick Fury show up? Is that who it is?
Yeah, he got it. It's Marvel versus DC at the end of this. But anyway. Yeah, I recommend it.
So that was one of the few hype moments was what I just did, and then another character being shown because the movie's not 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then the biggest takeaway here is I don't get why someone would just like go all the way and cut all this shit out from someone else's vision.
Yeah.
And then basically fuck over their chances of getting to expand their story of this movie. Because now I don't know if it's too late or not.
You got to keep in mind also, even though Joss Whedon did make the theatrical cut, it's Warner Brothers who pushed, hey, we need to make this movie, instead of just pushing it back because Snyder had his shit to deal with. Instead of saying, oh, your kid died, we should probably postpone this. No, hey, get a different director and go ahead and finish it.
Wasn't most of the movie already done?
I don't know. I don't know the state it was in when he left. Because he had family issues to go. I mean, when your fucking kid dies, that's enough reason to stop what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've said.
I'm just waiting to figure out whoever.
Go ahead, Randall.
I've said this a few times over and over, and I know I probably sound like a broken record, but the people to point the finger at are what I call the suits. They're the reason why characters aren't included in the movie, or stuff gets trashed, or movies are trash. I usually like blame the directors, but I found out that it's mostly. I mean, I always knew that the suits were pulling the strings, but this particular example shows you like what happens when they're in control. You get situations like you said earlier, like, oh well, he has a family emergency. We're not going to postpone the movie, so just get another director and we'll just push it out anyway.
Because that'll get us money.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and boy, did we sit through something.
And then like it's kind of like the conversation we had a while ago about how I was telling you that. Remember when I was telling you what they were saying about Steppenwolf?
Yeah.
Like maybe you should tone it down because
he's too scary.
Yeah, he's too scary. Like it's stupid stuff like that. And like I just recently found out that it was another character that was supposed to be in the movie that Zack Snyder wanted in the movie.
Yeah.
That would have made one of the people that came over very happy. But the reason why that character was in the movie is because the suits didn't want him in.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That makes sense. So I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my internet's going to shit again. So I apologize if my audio is getting cut out and the stream's getting cut out.
I do love reading stories about people who were like, there was an entire thread or Twitter or something where they asked big directors, who did you want to play a part and how much did you have to fight to get them to play that part, because the suits were like, no, we don't want them. And it was really interesting to see some of the responses from some of the big directors where they were like, for this movie I had to have,
X person.
Yeah, and I brought it to whoever, and they were like, no, he's gonna be terrible. And then turns out he was like the greatest thing to happen to the movie, and it literally like made the whole thing.
Do you remember what movie and what it was, or?
I can't right now, but I'm trying to find it and see if I can, so that I can tell you. It's really awesome.
I could give you a perfect example of what Kelsey's talking about.
What movie?
Huh? Yeah, about Robert Downey Jr. Jon Favreau fought really hard
to get him
as Tony Stark. Like they didn't want whoever was in charge, like the suits, they didn't want him because of
well, he had history.
Yeah, because of his history.
Yeah.
But Jon Favreau, like when he did the auditions or whatever, he fought really hard to get him in there. But they didn't want him in there. But
now look at him.
Yeah.
Oof. If they didn't make you cry at the end of that game, you're not human. I
didn't cry.
I feel like it was what's his name who plays Drax? Dave Bautista. Yeah, I feel like Bautista was one of the ones that they were like, why would we hire him to play,
Drax?
Guy? Yeah, and then they like brought him in, and he was like, okay, I get it, I got it.
God, he's so good in as Drax.
where it's just like they like fight it tooth and nail up to the point to where they release the movie, and then the movie comes out and everybody's like, "Oh my god, did you see Dave playing this character? It was amazing." And then they go back and talk to the suits, and the suits are like, "Yeah, I've already boiled the shoe. I'm eating it. Shut up."
Yeah.
A good example of basically fighting for a whole movie was Ryan Reynolds with the script of Deadpool.
Oh, those are facts. Hold on, I'm gonna hit you with the new facts real quick. Okay.
Accidentally got released to the internet.
Yeah.
That little clip, and then everybody was like, "When the fuck are we getting this? This is amazing."
That's a smart move because he knows if the people fucking love it, they're gonna go and see it. Like that's simple. You fucking supply and demand. Like
that character, like
he
plays
was.
that character in every movie that he plays in. Okay.
He was born for that. He really was. He's done a great job.
He's one of the few people that those rules that like only one actor can be that person. Like with Tony, you think only Robert Downey Jr. could be them. He's to me, he's Deadpool, and Tom Holland is Spidey, joining alongside Robert Downey as like them.
I do think Tom Holland is the Spider-Man.
So the weird thing was, each time they replaced them, I thought
that person
is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
But no, Tom he's Peter Parker. I don't see anyone else doing it better than he does.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't weigh in much on this, but I really did enjoy Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man.
Yeah. It got better and better. Like first it was every time they recasted, better. And yeah, Tom Holland right now is killing it as Spidey.
But I did like him as Spider-Man in the in like the Avengers and things. I just thought he played the part really well. Tom Holland did.
You got to watch the two movies, man.
I don't think we would have gotten the same performance if it was Andrew Garfield.
Probably not. And on that, you need to watch the two movies. The kid shows range.
Should I wait till the third one comes out, or
no? You can watch them.
I told you if you don't watch them by my birthday this year, don't talk to me again.
Oh shit! What if he waits for your birthday? He shows up here for your birthday, and then he watches both of them with you.
As long as he's watching the fucking movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't want to be like that one fucking time where he's like talking shit about Marvel when I set up my whole PS3 in your apartment, and then he fell asleep.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, Skippy showed up and said, "Brian still hasn't watched Ted Lasso. We're no longer friends."
Yo, it's like 30 minutes. You can get through it quick.
5 hours.
But let's listen to Up.
I told him, he asked earlier today, and he's like, "Have you watched it yet?" I was like, "No, but I am in the middle of watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier." Okay. He's like, "How the fuck are you going to start a new series and not watch Ted Lasso? Like, what is this shit?" I was like, "Because this is one episode, not 10.
But there's quick. You said they're an hour long, the Winter Soldier one?
30 minutes.
The first one is 50 minutes.
The first one's 50? That's 2 episodes of Ted Lasso you could have watched.
Could have, would have, should have, but I didn't.
It's one season. You got to catch up before the next one starts. Anyway. Yeah. For Justice League, I recommend watching it. I think Randall does as well because the first one doesn't exist anymore. Joss Whedon's theatrical cut does not exist anymore. This is the Justice League movie we needed to watch. Not that it's like Brian said, it's not their end game, it's not their Infinity War, but it makes the movie make sense now. Like we get the extra screen time for all the characters that were on there, so it's not like all just jumbled in. So that's that. Brian, what do you think? A recommendation or no?
I'd say watch it, but just don't hype yourself up because of how it's receiving all this praise and stuff now.
Gotcha.
I still feel the same about both cuts. I feel the exact same.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's where we differ.
It's just those few extra things
moments
that I hype for.
But
besides that, it's all right.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
It's not the same complaints. Like I guess the one complaint we can move on. They try to write Flash as if he's the funniest guy, and everything to me did not land. Maybe 3 times he made a joke. I was like, "That's good."
They don't use the guy who plays Flash
in CW. No, this is someone else.
Miller, right?
Why? Like, I'm pretty sure the show is still running. Why would you not just use the character?
Because I guess spoilers for the TV show, it's different universes, and actually the one from Justice League makes an appearance on that TV show. So spoilers. Ezra Miller comes in.
Bothered to watch like the Flash TV series is the same thing every time. I'm not fast enough, or I'm super fast. Oh, the boss of this season is faster than me. I need to figure out how to go faster. Okay, I figured out how to go faster. Oh shit, new season. The boss is faster than me. I got to figure out how to go faster.
I haven't seen an episode yet, so
he doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to do shit. He literally just runs. That's it. Like, he's seriously, the character's supposed to be like one of the smartest Flashes, and he's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I haven't seen the series yet.
Game of the year?
I can't tell you game of the year if I haven't seen a single episode. That's like I was saying, hey, who's the best character in Smash Bros? Joker? I haven't played Joker.
He was. I don't know if he still is.
Oh, he actually was?
Yeah. So
past Bayonetta?
Bayonetta only mattered in 4.
Oh.
She's dog shit in this game.
Got it.
It's an asterisk because the best player in the world is the only person playing Joker, and he's winning all these tournaments.
So that doesn't mean anything.
People like to blame it on the character.
Mm-hmm.
The character could be stupid loco, but he was also really good. So it's kind of what it was.
Yeah, like there's a difference between one really good guy using it, and everyone in the grandma using GT Goku. Like there's a difference.
How do you guys feel about Jared Leto playing Joker?
I never want to see that again.
I didn't like it in Suicide Squad. He had his moment, and I just don't.
Who's the best Joker in your opinion?
Animated or live?
Live
action. Heath.
Still Heath. Yeah, I would say Hamill.
For me, it was Heath.
Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Jack Nicholson did a pretty good job. I liked him as Joker, but I haven't really seen anybody else other than Heath Ledger's that I really enjoy. I don't like the new direction that they've been going with the Jared Leto, and
awful.
It just
feels like they paid to rent him out for a day like a clown. They hate the clown, but they had to get their money's worth. That's what it feels like.
And nothing against Jared Leto. He's actually a talented actor. It's just not Joker. It's not landing for me.
I don't see it. To judge Joaquin Phoenix, I need him to be in a movie with someone else that matters. And we didn't even get to see his Joker for most of the movie. We just saw him laughing and getting beat up, basically.
Yeah, the last 20 minutes, I think, was not even. Maybe the last 10 minutes was the Joker being born, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that was entertaining. It's just to get to that, I'm like, okay, well, that's that. All right. What do you guys want to roll this thing into?
Whatever you want, man. It's your show.
All right. Well, then I got one thing to say. All hail Fire Lord Zuko. Okay? The actual hero of the show. Fuck the Avatar. Okay? So I finished watching season 3, the last season of the Avatar, the Last Airbender. Like Wednesday of last week or something. Anywho. You guys remember like the first season where one of my complaints was this show still was intended for kids, so some shit just doesn't hit as hard. The last battle with the Fire Lord. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you can just remove his fire bending from a fucking turtle you met last episode? I'm like, you fuckers, like, commit to him having an arc where he has to fucking kill him, because they spent time telepathically talking to some of the previous avatars, and they were like, no, we had to kill somebody to save the Earth, and he's like, I'm gonna be different, bam, and just, you just can't firebend anymore.
Kyoshi's like, fucking murder him. Like, what are you doing?
When Kyoshi came out and he's like, no, if it wasn't for me killing him, we would have gone into war or some shit. I'm like, yes, flex on him. Let him know. You got to do what you got to do. And Javi in the chest, if you don't like that, I know you'll hate Legend of Korra. Thank you. That right there tells me I'm not watching Korra.
They worse things happen in Korra. Like they actually go the length with some of the stuff.
I'm just going with what Javi's saying in my chat. Because when I got to that fight, I'm like, the beginning of that fight, I'm like, okay, they're throwing down. And then he turns into God mode Spirit Bomb, holding all the, what's it called? And he just starts bashing him around. And I'm like, oh, wait, is he going to kill him? Is this going to be it? The fucker just like illuminates the world with him. And he's like, you can't fire Ben anymore. After everything he's done, just in a prison cell. Okay. Worst things happen, then they have a baby, everything is okay now. What? Okay, I don't know what any of that means. Anyway, a thing that I wanted more airtime was the retake of Ba Sing Se with the White Lotus. Because that fight started off fucking lit. The uncle was out there, he got swole as shit from the prison. I'm like, yo, get it, King. And then he grouped up with the other masters. And they were doing their thing. They were, but they cut away to like the fight at the Fire Kingdom and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dang it. I wanted to see more of that fight. They showed a bit of it, but I wanted to see them like flex a lot. That was really cool to see. Of course, my favorite character, Zuko, finally had his fucking moment of kumbaya. We need to be helping this fucker, not constantly chasing after him. Which was great. They didn't speed that process up, which I liked. They gave its like 5-episode arc of him trying to join the group. They're like, no, you can go fuck yourself because you try to kill us like for 2 seasons. And then they made it episodic where it's like, oh, he's gonna go on an adventure with Sokka, an adventure with Aang, an adventure with Katara. Which the Katara's one was fucking wild. She learned how to bend blood. I'm like, that's a problem. Which I thought was going to be used against the Fire Lord to finally kill him, because she's like, no, I'm not going to let you live or something. That didn't go through, but she used it later on for another fight. I forgot what fight it was, though.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like, she used it against the woman who taught her how to do it.
Yes.
Or that, like, first discovered it.
But then she used it again later. I forgot who it was against.
I don't remember.
Little baby writing, nothing bad happened. Everything is all good now. What?
Read about under it.
Keep reading what I'm saying. It's making me laugh. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
What did you think of the greatest play in Avatar history?
That was a funny side story. Like, that was the episode right before the 4-part finale, and that was really good. That was really funny.
The look on Top's face
when she heard a man's voice, everyone was laughing at her, but she was like, yeah!
Because, like, nobody wants to admit that they got their ass literally handed to them by some, like, 14-year-old girl that's this big. And so they made him this big, muscular moron who was like...
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then the first attempt to take down Fire Nation was a hype 2 episodes. All the nations were there. The Boulder was there helping. It was lit. And then they realized that nobody was home, so that he wasn't hiding. And I'm like, oh shit! It felt great. Like, the pacing was fantastic. The W's. We're not talking about Sokka because y'all fuckers lied to me. Zuko's the one with the fucking W's. The man got his woman to betray his sister. He's like, I love Zuko more than like I'm scared of you. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, girl, fucking let her know. And the other girl that's with them, awesome. Watching her fight, hitting the pressure points, I'm like, lit.
4 palm.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I've seen this before.
She's part of the Hugo bloodline, dude.
Yeah, I was all about it. Hit those fucking things and flipping around, awesome. Even Zula had her like breaking down after she became Fire Lord. She started like losing her mind. I thought it was quick, but I enjoyed that was happening. She didn't know who to trust. She was like firing everyone. I like that mental breakdown she was having. And then the last fight with her and Zuko and Katara, lit. That's what she used it on. I think it was her. Sorry.
She used the lightning, and she was going to originally attack Zuko, but fired it at Katara instead. And Zuko jumped in front, and then Katara just took her to town.
Yeah,
she was like, "Nah, bitch, we're not doing this.
I'm queen, all right? So try again."
Skippy's favorite character is the Boulder, and all I can think of is the boulder is conflicted about hitting a child or a little girl, and then he like steps and he gets splits or whatever. The boulder is no longer conflicted.
Yeah, it's because she also like makes fun of him. So he's like, "Oh, you want to talk shit? I'm no longer conflicted," and then they start fighting. Yeah, so I mean, it's time now. Your homework is due, Brian and Kelsey.
You still haven't said a bigger W than what he's gotten. So
what has he gotten?
Anthony,
the sword that he drops off a fucking blip. That one.
Tell me who else can say I dated someone who became the moon, and then we can just stop right there.
That's what you have? You're fired. Kelsey, what do you have?
He's getting all the ladies, dude. It's just just because they end up going away at some point doesn't mean he's not winning.
He got one lady.
He's got.
That's not true.
There were like 3 or 4.
They didn't do anything.
He was getting with the ice princess, and then unforeseen events happen, and then Suki.
And then what happened with her though? What happened with her?
Maybe back up. I back up with her. Okay? What I see as getting it is what's on screen. The only person he got with was the Kyoshi warrior.
Suki.
Yes.
But you're getting choosy then, Anthony.
Okay, that's what.
Still, he's not woke. I can't argue with someone.
So there was nothing. Got it. So Sokka was not winning. I thought he was gonna win when he got the sword from the master. I'm like, he's gonna be a fucking master swordsman. Fucker drops it off a blip.
It's not about the sword though.
I'm like,
it's
what?
About him being a swordsman, he can use whatever he wants.
No, that kid. You guys fucking pulled my balls the entire time.
And then Toph was pining after him.
No, he was not.
She had
two episodes where she like blushed and smiled at Sokka, and then when Zuko was having his arc of like everyone redeeming themselves, like to trust him, she ran him. Was like, oh, now it's my turn to go have my adventure with him because everybody else had like that epiphany about him, and then they ended up nothing happened. He's like, look, I'm sorry that your life was terrible, but we got to go look for Aang.
Do you not remember the episode? I think it's in season.
Season
2.
When he thinks that she saved him from the water, is that what it was?
Yeah, it's in season 2 at Serpent's Pass.
Yeah. Nah. This is literally the Zuko show, okay? Zuko had, granted his season 2 finale was like, really, fucker? Like, you're still taking this long? Oh, and then talk about showing keep it simple, stupid. Zuko approaching the tent of his uncle to face him after all that shit. I'm like, that's a scene right there. He was breaking down before the tent. And even Katara's like, no, he's still gonna fucking love you. He's like your fucking dad. Like, he goes in, he tries to talk to him, his back turned. The kid can't hold it together. He's fucking bawling, and then Uncle comes in, pulls him in, and hug. Music swells up. Nothing needs to be said. I'm like, oh, it's the Zuko show. Who gives a shit about the Avatar?
Yeah, that's true. I don't give a shit about Aang. It's more to me. Anytime Toph's on the screen, I'm with it, dude.
Because Toph's the greatest bender of all time.
No, I think she is legit. Like, besides the old dude, not the Earth King, the one that was supposed to teach, the one that told Aang. No, the one that told Aang that he needs to look for an earthbender that needs to wait and attack before he attacks. He's like an old dude. He's crazy. And he's an earthbender. Bobby? No,
the one that I remember is the king. Is Boomy.
Boomy. That's his name.
That's the Earth King.
I thought it was that guy that was the Ba Sing Se Earth. I thought he was Earth King. Or am I getting them confused?
Sure Boomy is the Earth King.
Then what was that guy at Ba Sing Se that was oblivious to everything happening?
Oh, Boomy is the king. King Boomy is the king of Omashu.
That's what it is. Okay. I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure the guy who was like oblivious to everything with the bear or whatever the hell he had.
I for some reason I thought that was in Korra, but then I remembered some bitch in Korra. But I was thinking that he was king because he calls him King Boomy.
Okay.
He's called King Boomy in it.
Yeah, besides Boomy, I think she's literally the next Earthbender that's like, you don't want problems with them.
Yeah.
She basically made her own subclass.
It was so thick.
I don't know if you recognize this, but how did you feel when Sokka was holding Toph off the edge of the blimp? Did you understand like how deep that actually was? Because it's the first time that she's ever actually been completely blind. Like she had nothing. She couldn't feel anything. The only thing in the world that she had was Sokka holding onto her and hoping that she didn't fall to her death.
Oh, those are facts. I didn't know. I didn't
Like-
notice it until because that episode, the last few episodes, or the like shit was happening. So I'm like, oh damn, I thought there was gonna be some deaths. Like when they were crashing the blips into the other ones, I'm like, we might be losing somebody here. But we did. We lost the sword. I hope he gets it back.
He doesn't need the sword.
I thought it was dope. Like that whole arc of I have something I want to make a sword out of. He gets a fucking meteor. Like that's lit. I'm like, okay, this is the W Brian was talking about. Episodes later, disappeared. Oh well.
It's not about the sword.
because it's not a boomerang, it doesn't always come back.
Yeah.
Boomerang always
Shout
comes back.
out to his boomerang. It legit always comes back to him.
W.
What else? Yeah, Brian, no. You guys failed on that regard. I'm
You're
sorry.
in denial. I'm sorry you're in denial, Anthony.
What else happened? Yeah, and that's about it. Like I was kind of underwhelmed with that fight. They really the episode where they go to the library and find out the baby was a past avatar. Oh shit. That I thought was pretty cool when the episode Apple was taken, but that was season 2, I guess. Yeah.
Game of the year.
Yeah, I mean it was a fun ride. I enjoyed these 3 seasons. This is definitely the Zuko show because GOAT, you know.
You should read the graphic novels that they start right after the show ends.
But isn't that Korra stuff or?
No, that's why I said the graphic novels, and there's Korra after. I didn't say Korra, Anthony.
Well, I'm just saying because Dragon Ball
Fuck.
goes through Dragon Ball Z, and forward. Like it's all under Dragon Ball. So if I don't know if it was Avatar and it goes into Korra's thing,
No, Korra, you follow Korra. You're not following Aang anymore.
I don't want to follow Aang anymore. After I saw him just like you have no fucking bending, I'm like, oh, we're just gonna whip out fucking powers now. Got it.
I mean, other
So-
characters are in the thing.
I don't think Korra was as good as this one, but I still think it's worth watching. I mean, they do push the envelope a little bit. There are people that get murdered and that kind of stuff in it. It could have been a lot better, but I feel like it's fairly decent considering what it is.
Okay.
I think it's worth watching personally, but that's just
Gotcha.
my opinion.
If you want to see people get murdered, Kelsey, keep watching JoJo.
Speaking of people like friendships and stuff, you said JoJo reminded me of the Passion gang, all the friendships. The history of the previous Avatar with their was it Roshi? Not Kyoshi. Who was the previous one before Aang?
Avatar.
Roku?
Roku.
Yeah, Roku.
Roku's relationship.
I was like Roshi. No, that's
Krillin. His relationship with the Fire Lord kind of came full circle with Aang's and Zuko's relationship, where I think it started off in season 1. It's like we could have been friends or something, and that manifested into like that last scene where they're on top, where they had the Star Wars moment out there on the stage or the throne or whatever. Yeah, Oh, and I think it was after season 1, I was like, oh, so and so was awesome, and you guys will wait till you see the rest of the benders. Because I said Fire was still my favorite, and you're like, oh, hold off on that. Was it Toph?
That
I mean,
was
Toph is
mine.
one of them. I would
But
still personally be an Airbender over everything.
Yeah, I'm still Fire. Like for me, throughout it, every time I see them fight with Fire, I'm like, that's me, bro. That's me.
It was between two for me. It was between the Bloodmancer stuff, and then it was between metal bending because that's that much closer to gun bending.
Oh, fact. Oh,
I mean, you technically could because you can throw the metal like it's a bullet.
and here's why I asked that question, because I'm like, when this particular scene I saw in season 3, I'm like, did these fuckers think I'm gonna move away from Fire after I've seen this? They get their powers from dragons. They circle around and dance, and then it gets set on fire. I'm not gonna pick anything else. Dragons. Oh, it was cool to see those dragons though, and that makes sense why Uncle, here we go, Iroh.
Bro, yes.
Yes. was called the was it the one with the dragon firebender or something?
Spirit of the Dragon.
I don't know if it's that, Brian, but
I thought it was like Dragon of the West.
something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. Every time they showed some like
Everything.
every time they showed something on frame or on screen, it usually comes back later on in the season or a season later on. Like when what's the name got when the swordsman gave him Sokka the White Lotus token. You're like, oh, that's Iroh's crew. And then that paid off because fuck that. The few seconds I got them retaking Ba Sing Se, I'm like, I want an episode just that of them just bodying kids. Gosh, man.
Notice who got the White Lotus token?
Uncle Iroh,
And
the swordsman,
Sokka,
King Boomy,
and
the loser of Avatar.
Appa didn't get one.
Oh, Appa. Like, why were you guys so offended? That fucker did nothing. He just was the taxi.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Couple things. So back when the episode where Iroh accepted Zuko at the very end, and was and just hugged him. Like,
God,
he's
so
the
good.
only one throughout the entire series that always accepted Zuko as he was, regardless of what he was like going through.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a huge, a huge weight off Zuko's shoulders when he finally realized how he never pushed him away.
He always fought. Yeah, he even let him walk away. I think it was season 2 when they split separate. And he's like, okay, I understand. He let him travel his own road, and he came back open arms. He was his son. After his son passed, like Zuko was what?
One time he was in jail, he didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah, but like, because he needed that cold shoulder. He needed to figure it out on his own.
Yeah, well, I guess technically he wasn't open armed all the time. No.
And he also needed to get swole. Papi estaba lindo.
He got friggin' massive.
Ooh, that fucker. I'm like, you can't. That's not real. You can't get like that big of body weight. The hell.
So speaking of Iroh, one of the things that floats around on fan theories is that Iroh is actually a master of all 4 bending. Was a master of bending for all 4 types. Because if you think about it, like everything he does is, you kind of see it if you watch the different characters, they're all learning how to bend in a different style. And when they attack or defend and that kind of stuff, like Katara became a fairly decent earthbender. She used those moves for defense and then used the water bending for offense. And Iroh, he said, talking about like redirecting lightning, he was using a waterbender's flow to actually do the redirecting of lightning. And then he taught Zuko how to keep how to control his body temperature and keep his fire powers even under extreme colds by controlling his breathing, which is what airbenders do. That's why you see Aang in the middle of the fucking Arctic just walking around with no shirt on, But that's what they do. And so the theory is that he's actually a master bender of all 4 styles, and same thing with like most of the
other White Lotus.
Yeah, because they like share their knowledge, share their secrets, share their understanding of how they bend and that kind of stuff. And if you watch like some of the greatest benders, they don't just use their style of bending. They use different stances and different forms of movement and attacks and defense, depending on what they're trying to do of the different styles to do their routines.
Gotcha. That's cool. I'm subscribed because anything when shit hit the fan, Iroh was there going, nah, try again. Every time. Yeah, what else happened? And I already gave my kudos to May. She a real one. She stood with Zuko the entire time, so let's get it. So shout out to the real ones.
What did you think of Mr. What does Sokka call him? Mr. Boomy, the guy with the thing on his forehead that shoots combustion.
The Combustion Man. That's what they call him.
Oh, they just called him Combustion Man?
I think it was Combustion Man. That's what they called him. He was awesome. Like, the only thing I have my gripe with him, they drew him too realistic. Like everyone, like he didn't. The art style looked like he wasn't part of that Avatar show. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he looked
So-
too real. Like he like chisel jaw, like swollen. Nobody looked like that. Like everyone had like the rounded faces, the huge anime eyes and stuff. And he was out here like, I come from Cyberpunk 2043, and I implanted this thing here. And then he starts beaming people, and I'm like, that guy's gonna kill everyone.
I like the Screech report comes out.
Yeah, that him coming up was a problem. It's like, yo, someone's gonna get killed.
So you ready for his nickname?
Go for it.
By Sokka? Sparky Boom Man.
That's what it was. Yeah, Sparky Boom Man. That's why that's the W Sokka gets. He was funny. That's it. And that he was hilarious.
If you want to keep your Fire Nation bias, just admit it, but don't discredit Sokka over here.
I mean, if you really want to talk about Sokka's wins, he's like the smartest character in the series. Like, if you really want to think about it, he created blimps, tanks. He came up with all of their battle plans for the most part. I mean, he did a lot of shit to keep them safe and make sure that they were, progressing and doing what they needed and that kind of stuff. Like the guy, he's a tactical genius and an engineering genius. Like,
Okay.
He kept
Hold on,
himself
before you continue.
in a group. No. He
Go
kept
ahead.
himself useful in a group of benders without even being able to bend.
and
So
he made it with the Moon Lady. Okay.
His
The Moon Lady
moon
didn't
turned to a
happen. It was a
moon.
loss. He tried to get with her. She turned into a moon. That's a loss.
He turned her into a moon, and now all waterbenders are stronger now.
He didn't turn her into a moon. She did it to herself.
Yeah, like this is the best dig I've ever had. I'm just gonna go.
They
open
never
this
did.
space.
He never
That's
did.
what you think, Anthony. I was there.
No, you weren't.
Okay, now you can tell me where I am.
So he was a good leader. I'll give you guys that. The sword. What was the thing? And he's funny. The leader thing started happening the end of season 2. You guys said from the beginning to end, Sokka's getting wins. Where's season 1 win?
How early did his girlfriend become a moon? Wasn't that season 1?
He did nothing with her. He watched her leave.
Anthony, tell me something cool that happened to you, and I'm gonna say my girl turned into a moon, and then you try to top that. You can't.
I can. A fucking dragon gave me fire powers.
Didn't it go away though?
No, I have fire powers.
But you weren't on fire the entire time, were you?
I can if I want to be because I have fire powers.
But that moon is still there, Anthony.
Only at nighttime.
Every day though.
Oof, got him. I can go on fire the whole day.
But who does that the whole day?
I got you, bro. Sokka's not. Y'all fucking lied to me. I'm sitting there watching every episode like, this is it. And they always set it up to like, Sokka's gonna, this is the one they're talking about. He gets shat on or it's just a joke. And I'm like, oh, well, here we go.
You're delusional.
It's Zuko. This is Avatar the Last Zuko. The last firebender.
See that bias, dude?
But yeah, I'm pretty much done with it. I enjoyed it. If you guys haven't watched Avatar, which I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandmother has at this point, because I was the one that was late to the party. Go watch it. It's fun. It's great. Good character arts.
Is my question that potentially has a follow-up question.
Okay.
Are you gonna read the graphic novels?
If I can find them, sure. Is it like for sale or can I read them online or something?
Both, probably.
Oh,
I read
okay.
them online.
Okay.
Second question is, are you gonna prioritize that over Injustice like a little bitch? Or are you gonna watch
No, if I'm gonna read anything, it's gonna be Injustice next. Cause I'm way behind. I'm years behind. I'm a separate series behind because Injustice 2 novels are out. So where Avatar I just started, and I really want to keep up with Injustice. I just got to buy year 3 and keep it reading. Huh?
Well,
Anywho, that's all your questions you guys have on our Avatar section here.
if you had to make a Marvel team from all the characters, what would be your team?
Marvel team? Oh, so it's obviously I already got Izuku, Iroh, and Bumi.
I don't know, man. Katara is pretty strong.
She is, but Bumi's so fucking funny. You know, I like my funny character, Jocko. Like, who would pick Jocko in a fight? All seriousness, nobody. But I would pick him on my team.
Anthony, he's a gun.
I know, and he has the fucking stance. I have to watch it again. I forgot the stance. Oh yes. Oh my god. He says bang. That fucker's good, Randall. Jocko. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it'd probably be Bumi, Iroh, and Zuko because favoritism. Yeah, I had to I had to, think again, but that's that.
He had to send it to the guys in R&D.
Yeah, they came back and they're like, that checks out. That math equals correct. So
Had to have the guy have top people run the numbers again.
yeah,
The top people.
yeah. Are you still an
Yeah,
Appa hater? Yes, I'm still an Appa hater. Like I was literally, I thought you guys were fucking with me when you guys were like, "Oh, how can you not like Appa?" I'm like, what did he do?
Because it's Appa. He's amazing.
See, like I don't know if he's fucking with me right now. I don't know if Brian's fucking with me.
No, I like him. It's just that when he got kidnapped, when it's kind of the same logic, but I was still hoping he'd be okay, just in case, because my characters get holes through their chest. Like maybe someone's gonna punch the fuck out of Apple, maybe.
I wasn't thinking of that because like it's a Nickelodeon. This show has this dude fucking hates Appa die. Okay, look, this show had from season 1 was very careful not to damage the main characters, and on top of that, they don't want the pacing was so quick. I know they're not going to draw anything out. So if they take their one mode of transportation, what are they going to get on bikes and just fucking no? He's going to be fine. They need him to get the places fast enough. Like it's not
an elaborate.
Oh, imagine. Anyway. Dragons, bro. That's how we got to Firebend.
So, so you come in and we're talking about Appa, and one of the guys says Appa is a G. Appa should be the avatar, and I said Split Screen doesn't care about him. We're disowning him as a friend. And he goes, "Don't at me." The audacity.
I didn't plan on adding you. All right, the Fire Lord doesn't at anybody. The Fire Lord gets added. All right.
He gets swung at actually.
A lot. Like he got bodied a lot. I ain't gonna lie. He got fucked up a bunch. He got lightning thrown at him. Yeah, he did. He got fucked up.
Sokka got bodies with his penis.
No one person.
Tell me when you dated the moon.
He almost fucked Zuko on accident.
And
like
that would have been the power couple.
Yo, those are facts.
See?
Anywho. Alright, that's that. I talked for a long time here. I need Brian to quickly surmise WandaVision because I can already see where this is going.
Do we need to? Are you gonna spoil it? Do I need to?
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't know. No promises. I don't know. I might say one thing.
Okay, go for it. So, Brian, you finally caught up on WandaVision.
So, boom, I caught up on WandaVision. I'm going to start with positive things. All right?
Got it. Let's go with the positives.
Them making a show impactful, like this being their first like
TV show,
official MCU kind of thing, unlike the Netflix ones where they existed there, but you never saw intermingling of characters.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that they're putting big plot points into a show.
Okay,
that's good. Second thing, I didn't realize how well Elizabeth Olsen fits those sitcom roles. Like she fit. If that was a show in the 70s, I wouldn't have questioned. Or like, is she from the future? I wouldn't have guessed it.
Gotcha.
It was like, so shout out to the people, I guess, the costume design and all that. She fit that well.
Okay, I can agree with you on that.
Trying to think if there's anything else nice I have to say.
The new fit.
New outfit slaps.
Yeah.
They did good jobs acting, I guess. The person who was Agnes, I like her as an actress. She's really funny to me in anything I've seen her in.
I agree.
So I'm glad she put her in. Paul Bettany. If I had to hire one person to read me bedtime stories, it'd be Paul Bettany.
Bettany. There's no H.
Yeah, but I'm saying it that's my accent.
Well, I mean, you're gonna insult him while he's reading you your bedtime stories.
I can't insult him if I'm sleeping.
Just sleep talkers, Brian.
True Chains.
I need you to run that by Big Papa one more time.
True Chains.
True Chains. We lost one. We're losing people now by the minute. Oh my gosh.
Trying to think. Anything else? That's about all I got. I'm gonna start with saying the show is entertaining enough to watch, but it's the same complaint with the other MCU stuff. It's too safe.
Yeah. I can see that.
This show could have been a lot more. It could have been more impactful, if they were willing to show shit that would make people uncomfortable. They attempted it multiple times, like maybe 2 or 3 times, but it was always like, oh, that's weird, and that's as far as it ever got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I got tired. The whole gimmick of it being a show. Oh, that's cool. Maybe after the second episode, I'm like, progress something already.
Wow, you lasted longer than I did. For me, it was the first episode. I'm like, okay, that was cool. The second episode started. I'm like, we're still doing this, huh? Okay.
I think the first episode was okay because Kitty was there from that 70s show.
Okay.
So I was like, she didn't laugh, but I heard her laugh, and I was like, everything's gonna be okay because Kitty's there.
Got it.
Yeah, that's without. I'm trying not to spoil anything. The whole climax, like the final
Fight.
stage of the show,
Yeah.
that was such a stupid way to. I thought that was stupid.
Okay.
You could have made it something way different, but there always has to be some kind of bad guy. All these Marvel movies, this guy's the reason this is happening. No. The whole show was basically about someone getting over something, but it's this person's fault.
Yeah, Brian, there's always there's good guys and bad guys, okay? So everything has to have a good guy and a bad guy.
What it felt like they're doing was they knew House of M existed, the whole storyline. And they're like, I want to do that, but we don't have X-Men. So we're going to write it in some kind of bullshit, overly safe, sitcom, trippy fucking what's going on, but then put a bad guy in. And then the show ends, and basically nothing mattered. Everything that happened literally did not matter besides a different outfit.
It reverted itself. It's like things happen and it goes back to before it happened. So it's like, oh, okay.
Well, that's kind of the point. I mean, that's the whole point of the break. I mean, it's supposed to be. I obviously haven't seen it, but the whole mental break is supposed to be her trying to overcome the loss.
So imagine them highlighting that, like, oh, she's getting over something. Villain fight. It interrupts it completely, and then after that happens, like, no, my bad, nothing happened, and then the show ends.
You'll see when you get to because like the second to last episode it's heavy on the loss thing, and then you start going through memories, you start going through backstory. I'm like, okay, this is what I came here to watch.
That was the best episode.
Yeah, it was.
She started going like the Y episode.
Yeah,
but
and then after that, it was Avengers movie 101. Or like Marvel's MCU movies 101. It's like time for the bad guy fight. Enjoy the CG battle.
Imagine, I'm trying to think of how it is. You guys ever play that red light, green light game as a kid where red light means you have to stop moving, yellow light you walk, and green light you sprint?
I couldn't, I was colorblind.
The whole show is yellow light for 20 minutes, it's green light, and then it's yellow light and the show ends. The biggest complaint is they don't try to do anything crazy in Marvel, which in hindsight, that's something I actually liked about Zack Snyder's Justice League. You saw people get face mushed, you saw people get kicked into a wall and blood came out from behind them. It did feel more Watchmen-like. I'm not comparing them. Watchmen's way better than this movie. But the tone felt like this is what they should have been focusing on all along because we already have safe bullshit in the MCU. Do something different, and they kind of tried it with this. I mean, they still have that shitty Lex Luthor, which I don't know how he got past casting.
Yeah, I don't. But he's there.
Overall, this is watchable. I like that they're trying to expand the lore, actual MCU lore in a show. Experiment more.
Mm-hmm.
The cameo, I was like, oh shit! It wasn't what I wanted it to be. It just ended up being. Again,
fan service.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't do anything for me.
Me and Jenny were watching it, and she like lost her shit. I'm like, don't. It's fan service. None of this fucking matters. And that's exactly what happened. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, thank you. Thank God it happened. I'm like, that's fun. And then that's it gone.
Yeah, I think it was I binged in 2 or 3 days. Because it was something to watch. Yeah. But it was never like, I was dying to see the next episode.
Same. For me, it was like, I just got to finish it.
It was just like, I can watch an episode, and that's how I felt about the whole show.
That's why I'm hoping the new series. Well, I guess do your review, and then Kelsey and Randall can go into Falcon, because that's when that one and Loki. I'm hyped to go watch.
There's something else I was gonna say.
That's what I'm like. I want to go watch it instead of like one is I was like already skeptical, and then I was watching it. I'm like, okay, well, I'll finish it because I like watching all the MCU stuff. So
The other thing, I think, again, more MCU in its entirety complaints.
okay,
Stop taking big plot points and watering them down just to fit a certain show. They did it with Hulk already. I've already ranted about this before with Ragnarok.
yeah,
House of M. I don't think they're gonna do it because this is a lot of what they did in that is in here. But Vision is Wolverine, and that's like his role in it is Wolverine. That's the difference. Yeah, watch it if you like MCU stuff. It's been a while since you got a movie. Just again, do not expect it to be like you're not gonna seep through your pants. You're not gonna be wet again. It's just something to watch.
wet again. I mean, those are facts. So when Infinity War ended and we started getting Endgame trailers and stuff, we were all wet. So like,
yeah, but
like we could not wait to go watch that.
There's recurring characters. One of them I like insert characters or actress's name because she's my kind of humor and she's attractive. The new person that's kind of an old person. I'm interested in what they're gonna do with the reveal with them, but they did that shittily too. Usually when they hint at something in a Marvel movie, like, wait, and you just start repping your set, but this one was like, oh, that's all, and it just keeps playing.
Just to clarify, we do not rep our sets. There's no sets here. I'm not trying to get shot up.
How with that attitude?
The next sentence I was gonna say was gonna be a spoiler, so I won't say it. So
okay. So recommendation is for MCU people if it's a new one.
For MCU people, or watch if free time.
Gotcha. Okay. So now let's roll on to what aired last week to continue the MCU stuff. Randall, what the hell did you think about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? The boy is taking up Cap's helm. How does that kick us off? Episode 1. Is he kicking ass right away with the shield? What's happening?
He doesn't have the shield, but the beginning of the show started out with a lot of action.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Like cool action? Like what kind of action are you talking about? Like quick cuts?
Like movie action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelsey, have you seen the like Captain America, Winter Soldier, and all those other ones? Or is this your first experience with or exposure to like Bucky Barnes and
I know who Bucky is.
Okay.
I want to say that I've seen all of the Captain Americas, but I honestly don't remember.
It should be just 3. There's the first one when he was in 1944. The second one was Winter Soldier, and the third one was when they fought at the airport, the Civil War.
Yeah. I just don't honestly remember. I don't honestly remember Winter Soldier. I remember the first one and I remember Civil War, but I don't honestly really remember Winter Soldier that well.
Okay.
And that either means that I haven't seen it or it's I saw it and just don't really remember it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I mean, tell me about it. What's the first episode like? What's the pacing here? Like, obviously we know the acting because they probably brought him over from the MCU stuff.
It's got some pretty decent pacing. I mean, there's fast action and then it kind of slows down and then, but it's kind of building up to stuff. The ending of the first, I wasn't disappointed. Disappointed is not the right word.
Okay.
Randall, do you know what I'm talking about? Like with the ending?
He has no idea. He's like on a cloud 7 right now.
With the announcement at the end.
And did you watch the same episode he saw, or you got sneak peek of episode 3 or something?
No, I know what he's talking about, but I'm just trying to understand what he's trying to convey.
Oh, okay.
Like when they're sitting there, they're watching the news, and then they make the announcement. I kind of felt like Anthony Mackie's character. Like, really? Are you serious? What is this shit? I'm interested to see where it goes. If it's like a real thing, or if it's just kind of a publicity stunt type thing. Um,
So is
but
it like Brian was saying earlier? Is this one of those shows again? They already have a bad guy. They're going after the bad guy, or they?
no,
Okay.
it's kind of giving you it's kind of giving you some insight into like what life is kind of like after everybody gets snapped back.
Oh, okay.
You know, because like in the episode, they or the Falcon goes into a bank to get a loan, and the banker is like, "You have 5 years of like no income," and they're like, "That's what happens when
You've been
you just
blipped.
don't exist for 5
Yeah.
years." You know, like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's not like I could just be like, "Oh, well, you know, I guess I'll go get a job." No, I don't fucking exist. You
Yeah.
know? And you know, it's showing like the kind of the ups and downs of being a hero. Um, and I'm really liking what they're doing with Bucky. Like,
Okay.
I'm really excited to see what's going on with Bucky.
Okay. You're selling me. You're selling me here. And then you said the action's dope. Like the choreographed fighting is good, or is it like Winter Soldier level here, or what are we doing?
It's just like Marvel movies.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's different. There's Winter Soldier, and then there's like Vision fight in WandaVision. You know.
Well, I mean, it's Sam fights hand in hand, so
Okay.
and Winter Soldier fights hand in hand. So.
Okay. Well, Sam.
I mean, like when you see
Sam flies around shooting guns. That's how he fights in the MCU.
I mean, and he punches and kicks people too.
Okay, that was not an MCU movie. He's mostly just flying around shooting people.
He fought people in the MCU movies with his hands and kicks.
When?
He's kicked plenty of people
from flying, and he drop kicks. That's it.
That's kicking somebody.
That's not. I'm talking about like CQC, not flying around shooting and then flying around kicking.
I mean, when he was in close quarters with people, yeah, I mean, you have to.
Okay.
It's like the characters aren't different because it's a quote unquote TV show.
But it's budget. Like sometimes they're like, oh, we can't shoot this like
no,
that
it's
way.
exactly like the movie. It's like no different.
Okay.
Even the quality looks the same.
Okay.
It's very like in Civil War, you know, when he's fighting with Bucky against Spider-Man. It's very similar to that. There's a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of him like, you know,
zipping through stuff.
Yeah, using his Falcon abilities as well as like getting in the face of people and beating the crap out of them.
Okay. All right, cool. I mean, so for first episode, things are looking up. Like it's not like you want to see the next episode.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see the next episode. I really want to see because there's like two sides to the show, and I really want to see how they progress it.
Gotcha. Okay. I will see. I'm gonna ask the old lady if she wants to see it weekly or she wants to watch it in one big old binge.
Yeah, okay. I have several people I've talked to are like, I'm just gonna wait until the
whole thing comes
out, and I think it finishes.
I think it's 6 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have the episode guide on IMDb. Hold on. There we go. Season 1. So it finishes. Yeah, it's only 6 episodes, and it finishes on April 23rd.
Okay, not bad. Cool. Okay. I mean, I said that as long as it has a nice little like good start pilot where I'm like, okay, I want to see the rest. That's what I want.
I definitely think it has a great start pilot.
Okay. Or a good pilot, yeah.
Randall, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Cool. Is there any like guest? I guess that'd be spoilers, but is there any like guest appearances by any other of the Avengers or anything in the first episode, or do you foresee them appearing later on because they've mentioned something?
War Machine.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cheadle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's standing there.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm excited. For this. These are the ones I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Falcon and Loki, like off rip. The Wanda one, I was like, we'll see, and then it happened.
I honestly didn't realize it was going to be a TV series until like, you know, until it came out, and I was like, oh, it's a TV series. Okay, I thought it was going to be like a movie because the way that they portrayed the trailers, it was like,
it's one thing.
This is going to be the next movie. You know.
Yeah.
Like there's like a lot of action between Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then you know you got Cap Shield, and everything, and it's like it's made it seem like that this is Falcon's like coming to being a real hero type thing and becoming the next Captain America. I mean, he's already been offered the shield by Captain America.
He literally handed it to him.
Yeah, and was like, "You should have this. This is now yours." And he's, kind of internally struggling with making that decision. And I think they're doing a great job of like showing how he's kind of dealing with it all.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm digging what you're saying. Music to my ears. Okay. These are things we need to explore, and I like it. Okay. Love it. So it sounds like it's a recommendation so far for both of you. Cool. Okay.
Definitely.
Brian, did you take off your helmet? Like, I guess he did. He didn't want any spoilers. Got it.
He took off his helmet?
Yeah, I said helmet, but you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. Yeah, his helmet. I'm not going to correct it.
Ryan, did you got your helmet back on?
Yeah, I put my helmet back on.
I said helmet. Sorry, bro. That's what they're running with the gag. All right, cool. Yo, we're trucking here. What we got left here? Brian's done. I'm not done. But Randall, you saw a movie called SAS Red Notice. It's like a martial arts movie? No? Special ops? Military stuff? Okay. Tell me about it.
I forgot that actress name that used to play Batgirl.
Ruby Rose?
Yeah.
No, Batgirl?
Batgirl?
She played Batwoman. Talking about Batwoman?
She played Batwoman?
I'm just gonna click it.
I don't think Ruby ever
Ruby Rose played Batwoman, not
Okay.
Batgirl.
Yeah, it's Ruby Rose.
In what?
A TV show called
Same.
Batwoman.
Oh.
There's a CW.
I didn't know that was a thing.
There's a CW show called Batwoman, and she played Ruby Rose for like 2 seasons.
She played Ruby Rose?
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Ruby Rose played Batwoman in CW's Batwoman for about like 2 seasons, and then she left the show. And now today, actually, I read who they're gonna cast the new one with. So you can look it up later. I didn't put it on here, but there's a new casting for Batwoman. I don't remember the name.
I knew her from
Transporter?
Triple X Return of Xander Cage and John Wick.
John Wick. Sorry, not Transporter.
She's also in the last season of Orange is the New Black. Last season or the season before, one of them.
I think it's the one before, because I didn't never finish Orange is the New Black, so it can't be the final episode season.
I mean, she apparently plays in a lot of stuff. Like she plays Batwoman in The Flash, and I'm assuming in Arrow as well. She was in where'd it go? Pitch Perfect 3. She was in a couple episodes of Supergirl as Batwoman.
Yeah, she's got work. She's been doing work. So, and she was in the movie I think that he reviewed a couple weeks ago. The one when they're in the hotel, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. So SAS Red Notice. She's in this as well.
Mm-hmm. It's basically about a type of character, particularly sociopaths, and she's a sociopath.
Oh, okay.
And one of the main antagonists is also a sociopath. So the show or the movie is centered around those their characteristics, and her family, who are it's not clear whether like they're actual blood relatives. I just know that her father, who's like the head of the group, is her real father. And they're basically called on by the government to do certain types of tasks.
Okay.
The type of task where it's like there can't be any ties between them and the government officially.
Oh, like Black Ops.
Like if anything came out, the government would deny it.
Yeah, it's a Black Ops, if I'm not mistaken.
But they don't go places and like it's not like guerrilla warfare. It's like it's weird because they're ex-military people that kill people for a living, but they might be tasked with a job where we need you to clear out this area because we want to run a pipeline through the town, and the people don't want to move. So
Okay.
we need you to go down there and rough some people up to make an example out of them so that they will leave. What ends up happening is something bad happens where there's a recording of a situation with them involved. So of course it gets out because it's a recording because everybody has a phone now,
Mm-hmm.
and it hits the internet. So now the government has to figure out how to handle the situation. And of course, they're going to deny everything, particularly the person that they've been communicating with, and they decide to issue a red notice, which is basically exterminate them.
The team that was doing the operation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
So that's pretty much what the movie is. It's like them battling against the people that are sent to take them out. And in retaliation, Ruby Rose's character, it's kind of like she tries to clear her name, but because she's a sociopath, she does more than that. So it's like, it's weird because it's like, you know their situation or you know her situation. So you're kind of like, I understand where she's coming from and why she's doing what she's doing. But the way she's going about doing it is like wrong.
Extreme. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
So like I had did some research on sociopaths and psychopaths, and like the only medical definition difference between the two is that a sociopath can potentially they usually have some sort of a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
A psychopath doesn't have a conscience. But both individuals who have this personality disorder lack empathy. Okay. So like they can blow your brains out and
not feel
it wouldn't bother them.
Yeah.
A sociopath might feel some sort of guilt.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I know I feel guilty, but whatever. And just go and have breakfast the next day.
Uh-huh.
So it was pretty cool. It was like,
I thought a sociopath was the one that didn't have any feelings.
Well, they both don't have feelings, but a sociopath has a conscience. He just chooses to ignore it. A psychopath doesn't. They both lack empathy. Like they can't empathize with people as far as like if you hurt another individual's feelings or something like that. Like it just doesn't register them because it's a personality disorder.
Gotcha.
And I had them backwards. The psychopath just doesn't care at all. A sociopath has a conscience, but it's like you said, it's whatever.
They had an interesting one. Now I don't know if this is a real thing. I think it might have been just for the sake of the movie, but they had this unique thing where like sociopaths' eyes are fully dilated.
Oh, at all times?
In the movie.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if this is like a real medical thing, but because I didn't look it up, but it was a part in the movie where like Ruby Rose is like they're at a standoff, and the main guy who's like the good guy, who's also a sociopath, they're like he has a gun to her brother and she has a gun to to his fiance.
Oh, okay.
And like during the situation is like where if you're leveraging somebody that you care about, it's like you can use that as leverage to win over the battle. But it's like she looked at his eyes and she was like, "Oh, you're just like me."
Mm-hmm.
So I could shoot her, you wouldn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is he was kind of growing a conscience. So even though he might be able to move on, he was developing feelings for her. Like she was starting to change him. Now, again, I don't know if that's possible in real life because it's a disorder. It's a personality disorder. Yeah. So it's a lot deeper than just meeting someone. I'm pretty sure someone can like cause you to feel certain things, but I don't have enough knowledge about that disorder to say, oh, if you meet this girl, she's going to make you start feeling things all of a sudden.
That's movie magic.
In the movie, it was kind of like that. Like she didn't completely change him, but it was more so like she understood him.
Gotcha.
And because she started to understand him, he started to develop a connection with her that made him start to care about her where like he had never cared about anyone.
Okay.
And even like his colleagues would say, he was like, "You care about this girl?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna propose to her." He's like, "Really?"
They're like, "What?
You never cared about anyone." You know? And this dude is like, yeah, he shot some girl in the face in the beginning of the movie.
And just nothing.
And then the next conversation was like, I'm taking my girl to London to propose to her. And they're looking at him like, are you
good?
Yeah. You just shot that girl in the face like not even 5 minutes ago. He's like, it's part of the job.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting. It's not like no blockbuster movie, but it was interesting. It gave me knowledge on
the disorder.
The whole sociopath stuff, which was I thought was interesting because it's like it's crazy to not be able to connect with people on a empathetic level, and like it's not because you just don't want to. It's like
it doesn't make sense.
You're incapable of
it doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah,
or to them.
And so then it makes it like I started like going down this rabbit hole and thinking about all the different like Jeffrey Dahmers and all the serial killers and stuff like that. And it's like a lot of these guys had disorders. And you're like, how could somebody sit here and kill these many people and not care? Is because
they have a mental disorder. Yeah. Shoot. Okay. Did you like was the action fun? Was it mostly shootouts, or did they have any like CQC stuff?
So this movie was more psychological. I mean, it had action in it, yeah. Like especially towards the end, it was fighting and shooting and stuff like that. But a large majority of the movie was like chess moves. It was more it was like, well, so what ended up happening was like her and her family knew that they had an inside man. They knew that these people were coming for them.
Yeah.
So her father is also a sociopath.
Is that something that can be passed down?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't read that much into it.
Gotcha.
But they set it up where like her father and all the other people, because they had this conversation on like, you know, how can we handle this situation? And he always like let her pick the how to handle the situation, because it was kind of like he was passing down the responsibility of the entire group down to her because he was getting up in age. So he was like, so how you want to handle this? And I forget what she said, but they had some like code name for what they were going to do.
Code name Duck Billy.
And he was like, well, you know, the casualty is 100%. And she was like, yeah, I know. Which basically means that you're sacrificing everybody on your team. And she was like, yeah, I know. He was like, all right, let's go with it. So it was included him. So he ends up dying and she escapes, which was like one of the things about her character is like she's able to escape these weirdest places. So she ends up escaping, and that's when the movie like really takes off and is about her and the leftover group that she has trying to make a statement. First, she's trying to clear their name with the government, or I should say with the people, by exposing the government. But she also does this other thing where like she's going to blow up this pipeline that's going to affect a lot of people. So the large majority of the movie has to deal with that pipeline. Now, they're in a tunnel underneath of like an ocean. And it's like this intense moment where it's like the train that she was on, or they were on, they stopped the train with all these people, all these civilians. And they're underneath this tunnel. And it's like two sides. And on like above them is where this pipeline is at.
If that bursts, they're going to drown.
So yeah, not only that, but it's going to kill people in other like cities or whatever. So it's like them trying to rescue the hostages. This one guy is trying to like rescue the hostages, and at the same time not get caught because she has a team that's like securing the area and stuff like that. And you got the military that's coming in there to defuse the situation, but one of the guys is in on it. And Andy Serkis was in it. He had his character was really good.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Serkis on live action in a while.
His character was really good. I enjoyed it.
Good. He's one of the main bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, he's not a bad guy. He's so he was like the liaison for like the group. Okay. So like he was the middleman. Like the government be like, we need this job, and he'd be like, okay, and then he would go divvy it out to the group.
He's probably the owner of the private organization that hires mercenaries.
So but it was weird because it was, you know what this movie was? If you had an alternate name for the movie, it would be called Gray Area.
Gray Area.
Yeah, because you know how like some things were like definitive, like this is right, this is wrong. Everybody was playing the gray card. It's like, okay, this is right, and I understand what you're doing, but this is also wrong. And he was doing the same thing. So like he was working with the government, but he's the one that killed her father.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So, but then at the same time, he was also trying to figure out who was the inside man.
Oh, the mole.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was
A bit
weird.
of espionage in there too. Okay.
Yeah. It was an interesting movie.
It sounds like it was a good time.
Yeah.
Red Notice. SAL. He said no.
You never know.
Oh, you know, like after he describes it out loud, he's like, you know what? You're right. It is Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to have to put that on my backlog and I'll watch that. So it's a recommendation then.
Yeah, I will watch it.
Okay. Lit.
Again, it's so hard to judge these movies because everything is so subjective. But like,
well, again, we're asking for you. Would you recommend it to people because you enjoyed your time with it? You personally.
I enjoy my time.
That's what I'm saying.
But I know you guys are a lot more hardcore critics than
yeah,
I
but you don't recommend something based on other people's stuff. You recommend it on what you like. If you like it, yes, I recommend this because I enjoyed my time with it.
I view that a little differently. Like,
what you're thinking about is curating. You're trying to curate to us. We're not asking you to curate. We're asking you, do you recommend this? Did you recommend from your
well,
time?
see, the reason why I say I don't necessarily look at it like that is because I understand what you're saying, but I also know what type of person you are and what kind of movie, like as far as like quality acting and stuff like that. Like Peaky Blinders, you know, like there's a certain type of acting and dialogue and
camera work and audio,
and all
dialogue.
that stuff like that, you know. And I know there's certain movies that you would just crap all over, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure. I might say that I enjoyed myself, but with that knowledge, sometimes I can't say I might enjoy it, but I can't say in good conscience say, yeah, Anthony, you should watch this. Because in my mind, I may be like, I know he's not going to like this, even though I like this.
But that's for me to pick up on the patterns. Like if you recommend a movie to me and I watch, I'm like, okay, he likes these type of movies. So when you recommend something, I'm like, I need to keep that in mind. Like it could be that movie. That's on me, not on you.
Basically, you just have to say who you think would like it, like what kind of person. If they like this, if you like this or that, then you'll like this.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
With that being said, I don't think Brian should watch it.
Oh snap! It's not for you, Brian. The hell?
I don't. It's
only for the elite.
Out of everybody that I've ever known, he's probably the hardest critic ever that I've known.
If there's no Saga in it, it's already starting at a C. So
there's a lot of stuff that I've watched that I don't tell.
Oh.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I watched that I would never recommend to Brian because I know he's just gonna be like, that was a waste of my time. So I wouldn't recommend Brian watch this. But I'm on the fence about. Kelsey, I'm just not gonna recommend him because he's never gonna watch it.
What are you talking about? I watch everything that's recommended to me.
Oof.
I started watching JoJo, started watching Chuck, Ted Lasso's in the
back burner.
That's why he said what he started and what he didn't say what he finished. Slut.
Okay. Let's move on here. Speaking of Chuck, Kelsey, since you mentioned it, you finished season 2 of Chuck. How's it going so far?
Finished season 2 of Chuck.
Is the formula getting to you yet?
I mean, it was that way. Like it's just a feel good show. Like I think it's enjoyable, but there are some things that I'm just like I'm over. You know, I really don't care for the whole love triangle thing that goes on between, you know, him, Sarah, and whatever imaginary or physical character is there at that time. You know, like first season it was him, her, and Bryce, and I don't remember what second season was. I think it was just kind of, you know, him trying to not pine after her because he knew that nothing could ever happen, and then you know, but still like had feelings for her and she had feelings for him, but they would never act on it. And then
they wouldn't.
Yeah, and then I started season 3 and now there's another guy, and it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, like either get together or don't. Like I'm just tired of the whole.
It's the same trope. It's a trope.
Yeah, like it's just. I mean, they did it. It's probably just the era of TV because they
It
do
is.
that with they did that in Castle. They did that in Bones. They did it, in Chuck. It's just that's
House.
what. Yeah, like that's what that whole thing was. Yeah, it is. It's easy story writing.
It's also an easy way to write
adds.
in a poll.
Do
so,
what?
Like, it's
What?
an easy way to write in a poll in there, so it's like a will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Keep watching.
It adds drama for free. Like it's just that's all it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
But regardless, I mean, I still enjoy. I still enjoy the episodes. Like I still think they're funny. John Casey or Adam Baldwin's character is glorious.
Yeah, he's really good.
And then
real funny. His chemistry with Zach.
Yeah, like regardless of how many times it happens, he's still always surprised when he sees John there. Like, bro, how many times does he have to do this for you to be like, oh yeah, okay, there he is? Like, just accept it. It's gonna be what it is.
It's his job. He does this every day.
Like he shows up and then all of a sudden, John's there as a waiter and he's like, okay, like yeah, what do you think's gonna happen? Like,
just a brand new agent's gonna come up. Yeah. Cool. All right, so as long as you're still enjoying yourself on it, it's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna have some good quips and some good jokes and stuff happening. Yeah. But the love triangle thing keeps going until it doesn't, and then you're like, okay, and then you don't care anymore.
Yeah, like I'm watching episodes like at night or whatever when I'm just kind of laying in bed relaxed and not really having to pay attention to it because it's the same thing over and over again. I have started. I'm in a couple episodes of season 3, and so he's like trying to become a real spy and whatever. I felt like they could have ended with season 2 and just been fine. Like it could have just been, they get the intersect out of his head. Either Bryce gets it or the whole thing gets destroyed or whatever, and then they just move on with life. I personally would have been okay if that's the direction they ended up going with.
Okay.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious when he uploads the new one and then suddenly has kung fu powers, and I'm just like, this is hilariously bad.
Yes. It's like the Matrix, but real life, where they can just install whatever thing into you and you can do it now.
The only thing I don't really care for is that he has to do it over and over again for the kung fu stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's all situational, and he has to like get it to trigger in order for him to use it.
Instead of his brain's like, cause the way the brain works, like, it's just signal. So if you do the signal once, you should know what it is. So I'm like, that's weird that you have to re-trigger signals.
I kind of would rather have had it been like, oh, he did it once, and then if he does it again, he like gets better at it.
I agree.
Gets like more advanced in something, not, oh, he's just this scared little child that's running around hoping that he can flash in order to save himself.
Yeah. I agree with that. It gets annoying. And then they start doing the same effect every time, and I'm like, I'm over it. Just kick his ass and we can move on.
Yeah, like I don't need to. I don't like it. It made sense when he, because like in start of season 3, he like suddenly can't do it anymore. Like he just is having a problem flashing, and I can understand like showing that. But having it do it every time that he's gonna kick some ass, it's just like, bruh, just
do it.
Just do it. Just I don't care. Like do your orgasm face and then move on with life. Like I don't need to go into the, oh, he's learning kung fu. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
But it's nice to look at Miranda, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes, Miranda is gorgeous.
Yes,
that matters.
All the eye candy in that show is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Chuck's sister is up there too.
Yes.
And then what's her name?
Fiance or her husband, he's up there too for the girls watching.
Captain Awesome is amazing.
He's actually awesome.
About this. Huh?
He's actually awesome.
He's awesome. I was talking to Skippy about this, and I was like, I bet you what happened is they cast his character, and then in the middle of him like performing a scene, he went over after he was done. He went over to the director and goes, I think it'd be better if I didn't wear a shirt.
Yeah.
And then they were like, let's do it. Shoot it again, do the take. And they're like, yes, print it. We're good.
Oh my God, our demographic of women just increased by 700%. We got more viewers.
Captain Awesome is number one.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I think it's hilarious, some of the things that they're doing. Because they're kind of skirting around some of the rules and things that they were, doing in the first one. Where like if people found out that they'd either have to take them out or put them in witness protection, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because Captain Awesome finds out, so does Morgan with it. So
Morgan's her name. I was trying to remember
His
what
name.
No, what was the
Morgan
sister?
is his best friend.
Okay, Morgan's the best friend. What's his sister's name?
Uh,
Chuck's sister's name. I keep forgetting her name.
Now that you asked me, I
Buck.
don't remember. Wait,
You say
Skippy didn't chime in.
Did you say
Ellie.
Buck? Ellie. Got it. Thank you.
It's Ellie.
Because you said Sarah, and I'm like, is Sarah his sister? No, that might be Miranda.
Yeah, Sarah is Miranda.
Gotcha. I forgot the names. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Yvonne Strahovski. If anyone who didn't know.
No, thanks for the trivia. Appreciate it. All right. Okay. Well, truck along, Kelsey. 7 Deadly Sins. The boys watching anime.
So this is one that I watched a long time ago. It was on Netflix. It's something easy just to kind of follow and pay attention to while you're, falling asleep.
Uh-huh.
And there apparently are 5 seasons out. I watched the first 3 like as they were coming out, and then they apparently had come out with a 4th one. The 5th one I think is already out, just not in English. At least it's not on Netflix. And I think it actually finishes up this week. Yeah, the final episode airs this week.
Oh, okay.
The 4th season they set it up for a 5th season, and when I looked up IMDb, I realized there was actually a 5th season. But the first season's really cool because it kind of gives you like an intro to everything. It's based on, so they're called the 7 Deadly Sins, and they're like these just unique characters in a world where they have gods and demons and magic and all sorts of stuff. It's very like D&D-ish with the way that everything is set up. Because they have like fairies and elves and a bunch of other stuff. And the first season gives you a really good intro into the 7 Deadly Sins and learning a little bit of backstory. The second season gives you a lot more action into what's going on in the world and what's trying to be to happen. It also gives you more information into some of the background of things, and then leads directly into the 3rd season, which gives you a lot more background,
like world building stuff, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're really trying to pile into how all of this came to be, and gives you a lot of character building. You learn a lot about the characters. You learn a lot about the good guys and the bad guys. They also have, so one of the sins, his name is Escanor, and the captain is this like, picture Bryant with blonde hair, and the strongest out of everybody. Okay.
So blonde hair is the only difference.
And then there's Escanor, who is the strongest and weakest character at the same time. Okay, because they all have quirks. And his is called Sunlight, I think it is. And so as the day goes on, he gets stronger and stronger up to the high noon when the sun is at the highest point, and then he starts getting weaker, and then as night comes, he's obviously his weakest point because there's no real sunlight other than the reflection of the moon.
So he's a firebender.
But he turns into this like sniveling little barkeep into the most arrogant, just jacked motherfucker you've ever seen. Okay. And his character is just hilarious. Like I love his character. He's so funny.
Is he like the dedicate, like the comedic relief, or is there like a shared, like everyone has their back and forth with each other?
I mean, everybody kind of has their back and forth. Like, there's
Okay.
no real comedic relief. Like, the captain is not a serious person at all. Like,
Okay.
everything is a joke to him. Everything is a contest. Everything is, he's like getting, thrown around, and he just has a smile on his face the whole time. Okay, like it's almost like One Punch Man, where he's just like, okay, that was good, that's cool,
And just one shots it. Okay,
and
cool.
his like right hand man, his name is Bon, and they're best friends. And Bon is immortal because he drank from the Fountain of Youth, I think it was.
Okay.
And so he literally can't die. He literally explodes into thousands of blood particles multiple times throughout the show. And then they're like, "Oh my god!" And then he goes, "Hey guys, what's up? How's it going?" And just randomly reappears.
Okay.
All in all, like, I'm enjoying it. Like, if you like, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of fights. Some of the fights aren't like, they're not lengthy. They're just kind of, the standard like Dragon Ball Z, where one person attacks and then they kind of sit there for a minute, and then another person attacks. And you're going, okay.
And they talk to each other like after each swing.
The early fights, I think, are a little bit more in depth. There's a couple of really good fights in season 3. In season 4, there's definitely a one where they're just like, it's like they're talking way too much. I mean, something happens, and then they just sit around and talk about what happened for a few minutes, and then talk about their feelings, and then sing a campfire song, and then somebody else does something, and it's come on, you could just,
that's not good pacing.
Do something.
Yeah, that's not. Don't do that.
Luckily, it only lasts like an episode or two, maybe not even that long. I don't remember exactly. But they did a really great job of setting it up for a season 5, and I'm excited to see how it closes, because they basically have like, so they have the demon race, and then they have the goddess race, and there's the king of the demons, or the demon king, and then there's the blessed one, which is basically, she's like the goddess of the goddess race, and is the strong, or the leader, and whatever. And throughout the whole thing, you find out like who Meliodas really is, which is the captain of the 7 deadly sins, and the backstory of him, and then all the different characters. And there's like a lot of give and take between them all. There's a lot of trust and distrust. All in all, I really enjoy it. And if you're looking for something that's just kind of fun and entertaining, I would definitely give it a watch.
Okay, cool.
Especially if you like, Dungeons and Dragons type thing. Because I mean, it's got
like high fantasy kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they have the different races. There's giants, there's fairies, there's druids, there's humans that have magical powers, and they do like magic attacks and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then the goddess and demon races.
That sounds a lot of fun. It sounds like an action, like fun act. Like, is it like a shonen type of thing where they each get stronger each season, or is it like?
Yeah, and the one thing I don't like, the one of my things that I'm like really picky about, is that in the first season, the captain is just kind of the strongest, and that's just the way it is. And which I'm fine with, because it kind of plays very well into the season ending. And then in season 2, you start getting more characters that kind of put him into place, and they keep progressing, but he like actually has to struggle. And then in season 3, they introduce like power levels, and I'm going,
oh no,
why?
Here we go.
Like, one of the 7 deadly sins is named Merlin, and she's this like the greatest wizard of all times, or magician, I don't remember which one, but she gives a special trinket to Captain Scrap. What is it called?
Captain Scrap? Okay.
Yeah, Captain Scraps. Hang on.
Captain Scraps. That's a good name.
Better box.
Better.
I think it's a pig. Okay.
Okay.
And he's like captain of scraps removal, and he's a talking pig. And his mom, or her mom, I don't actually know if it's a guy or a girl. The mom is this massive fucking pig, green. Okay.
What the?
And
Okay.
Meliodas runs the Boar's Hat Tavern, which is strapped to the giant pig. And so whenever he wants to like go find out information, the pig just gets out of the ground and then walks there and then buries itself to be part of the surrounding area. And then he opens the tavern and then people come in and he learns information about things. And then when he wants to go to his next area, he's just like, okay, let's go. And then the pig gets up and they start going.
What if there's people inside?
I mean, I don't think they ever go when there's people inside. They haven't really shown that. It's supposed to just been like you don't even find that out for the first couple of episodes, I don't think.
Okay.
You just see the Boar's Hat Tavern and then like later you realize that it's strapped to a giant green pig.
That's really cool. That's creative.
But Hawk is funny because he kind of announces everything he's doing. So like when he's running, he goes piggy trot, piggy trot, piggy trot, piggy trot, piggy trot, piggy trot. And then when he gets hit, when he gets like punched in the face, he goes, "Oh, my ham hocks."
Okay.
If there was comedic relief, Hawk would be it.
Okay. That sounds good.
The whole show is fairly lighthearted, you know, except for like during the obvious serious scenes. But Hawk is definitely fucking hilarious.
Gotcha. Are you watching this dubbed or subbed?
Dubbed.
And the performances?
Decent cast for dubbed.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Is the performance is pretty good?
I have not seen the subbed, but they have it on Netflix, and it's dubbed. And I actually really enjoy the cast. I think they did a great job of picking out the people. You know, it all in all is just very well put together for the cast, and then the anime itself is just awesome.
Okay, sweet.
I think there's like 70 episodes in total, because I think the first season is 20. Let's see. First season is 24 episodes.
And
then the second season's only like 4, because it's kind of a mini series.
Okay.
And just gives like a little bit of more information. And then the third series is like 24 or 25, and really goes into the backstory and you know how everything's coming to be. And then so 24 episodes for season 2, and then season 4 is another 24 episodes. Yeah. And that's where they really started introducing like new characters. And then season 5 is only 11 episodes.
Okay. So I mean that's not so bad.
But it is
especially
free on Netflix. Well, I mean not free on Netflix. It's on Netflix. You know, in English. I don't know if they actually have it in another language on there.
Sub. Oh, okay. I'm fine as long as like I'm okay watching dub as long as the voice actors sound like the characters they look like, you know, that they drew. So
yeah, like they did a really good job with this one. Like there's a couple of that I just can't stand in English. Like a lot of some of the Bleach characters. I just can't do it. It just sounds awful. Same thing with No Game No Life. I watched that in sub and then tried the English version, and I was like, what are we listening to? This is just garbage.
I mean, if you watch the dub of Bleach, you're robbing yourself of what's her name? Short girl, black hair, next
Rukia.
You're missing out on Rukia's brother saying Bankai, which is the best way you'll ever hear it. And the other thing is hearing Chad do any move whatsoever.
That's oh my god. Oh, it's too late. I tried to hit it, but I'm fucked up. Oh man. Yeah, those are facts. Okay, cool. I'm gonna add that to my backlog as well. Now, speaking of backlogs, I finally got through Little Nightmares 2.
And what do you think of Little Nightmares 2?
I think it's great. I loved it.
Finish Little Nightmares 2?
I absolutely did last Tuesday.
The ending is messed up, ain't it?
Huh?
The ending is messed up.
So I need to talk to someone who developed the game for the ending. Because I don't know if she did that or was an accident. Because I can play it both ways. Because Spoilers for the ending of Little Nightmares 2.
I'm not gonna play, so I don't care.
Got it. When 6 was pulling, it looked like she was still trying to pull him up, but it slipped. If someone came to me and said, "Oh, it slipped," I'd believe it because the animation looks like it can be it slipped, or it could be like, "Fuck it, I'm out," and she left him drop. So that's why I'm like, when I got to that ending, I'm like, I can't cry on stream. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what are we doing here. Like, who do I need to speak to? Devs, I know there's like a bajillion people who watch and listen to the show. Write me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what that ending is supposed to signify. Because I can't live with 6 just throwing... What's his name?
Uno?
Mono? Is it Uno?
Mono?
I think it's Mono. Just down there. After the shit I went through. And then the way it loops. I'm like, oh, fuck. Great. So, I'm getting ahead of myself. Little Nightmares 2 is a prequel to the Little Nightmares game that came out before. It's a prequel on how Mono met 6. 6 is the main character of Little Nightmares 1, the girl with the yellow poncho. And you guys are trying to make it out of there. Well, after all the little weird shit that's happening. There's like 4 major areas, and then the last area, which is like the boss, like the final area. So like 5 chapters. Pretty short to get through. You can finish it in like a few hours. It's great, man. It has weird shit happening. It has very disturbing areas. The vibe is fantastic. My favorite / I can't believe I went through that without shitting myself was the mannequins episode or the chapter, which Brian, you will not like. Because it's literally mannequins that stay still and you're like, you don't know which one's going to start moving and coming after you. And fuck the hands. There's little hands that come out of nowhere and start trying to grab you and kill you. Like Thing from Addams Family. And it's just disturbing. The way the tricks they do with the audio in it, where you hear every little step of the hand, like run. You're like, where the fuck is this hand at? When you're in the mannequin area, and it's just you hear the bones and stuff moving as they're trying to get to you, and hands coming through the walls, and it's fantastic. The lighting, everything's dark. When you get the flashlight, get ready because everything's dark, and you have to use your flashlight for everything. And it's just the atmosphere is above Little Nightmares 1. It is more freaky. It's dark. It's what happened.
How far is all these things from the first episode?
Like the mannequin part, probably episode 3 or 4 on my YouTube channel. It's gonna be. It's only like 5 hours, so like the series is gonna be like 5 episodes long. And then there's another one where you start going through TV, like the power to go through TVs in some way with the remote control. I thought it was very clever. They do clever things for you to, I guess it's puzzles, but it's small enough where it's like, okay, it's not going to be like a 2-hour head scratcher. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, that's right. They gave me this thing to use earlier. I can probably combine it with the platforming here, move this here. We're good to go. All while under either the stress of something's looking for you or chasing you or some shit. Like it's just weird stuff like a Little Nightmares. It's just very atmospheric. It's you want to get the fuck out of there in real life. Like I'm playing, I'm like, okay, I need to get here so I can get the hell out of here because this is freaking me out. You know? Feels great to play. Handles are great. The platforming is fun. The story, but what I put together was great. Again, I need any developer talk to me, call me my personal cell. What the fuck happened in those last minutes? I need you to tell me. Because I can't sleep. I don't want that ending to be what I think that ending is. Okay? Thank you. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I loved it. I had it was a nice short game. Great. Everything was working great. Puzzles were fun. It was definitely. It's not horror. It's more like what's the term for that? It's not like a bunch of jump scares or anything. It's just like a thriller. Maybe no.
Yeah.
Would you call it like a thriller? And it's just awesome. This is a good time. And that's it for the Little Nightmares. So it was a short, sweet. I mean, it's gonna be on the. Depending on how this year goes with some games, it might be. I might bring it up to the top 10. We're gonna have to have a conversation about it. You know,
bro. I looked at my 2021 list. There's literally one thing on each slot.
I thought you heard more music this year.
That I can remember now, like.
One album? No, that's not right.
One album? Yeah, I think so. What other albums came out?
What do you have written?
Slow Tire.
Oh, okay. Really?
I
Let me
think so.
hold on. Let me see what I've consumed. There's no way. Didn't you listen to Sia's stuff or Sofia Valdez, the Ventura stuff?
I just heard singles from each.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't gotten around to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I still, as I said almost every week, I still need to listen to the Haley Williams album.
Then do it. Jeez. What do you mean you only have one for one thing? You saw Soul and Wonder Woman 1984 the same day.
And I'm only leaving one of those on.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said that. I thought you just have the list of what you've done. Or okay.
I only put things on here that I liked. I don't fill it with things I've done because this is
Then-
usually celebrating things.
Gotcha. So then go. You want a second one? Go watch Raya and the Last Dragon.
You watch it.
I did.
Not again.
I might
Did
buy
you
it.
say Raya?
Yeah. Is it Raya? Am I gonna get canceled?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
The final episode of
It's the final episode. I'm gonna get canceled. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's it.
The only game I have on here is from fucking December. Cyberpunk come out in December?
Yes.
It's probably not gonna last on there, to be honest with you.
I mean, I have more than just Cyberpunk, and I'm telling you, this year is not gonna be Cyberpunk's year.
Everything that I wanted to play has been pushed back.
Well, there's still games coming out this year that there's no way Cyberpunk's gonna just be able to make it.
I don't think mine's gonna be on here, but I put it on there because from what I played, I enjoyed.
Okay.
But I don't think it's gonna be on here.
We'll see.
I mean, it's just me telling myself I played something that counts.
I mean, you're gonna have Strive. You're gonna have Skull, like Mass Effect collections coming out. Like you're gonna have your stuff.
Yeah.
Stop, please. Thank you. For news, there's only one thing added on here, which is the Marvel Avengers update fails to bring players back. Kels, did you put that on there?
Yeah, I put that on here.
Gotcha. Me and Brian played the DLC this weekend. And with our experience, they wanted the DLC to last longer by just shitting the bed on us. So we tried to play co-op. The game would either crash or it'll just bug out and you can't progress in certain missions. So I made the game as part of the story, I think. It's just it shits on you and then you have to continue to play the thing over and over again.
Uh-huh.
But kidding aside, the DLC is feature imperfect. It's the bad guy is Maestro?
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a time traveling trying to fix things up. But it's like the introduction to that storyline in some way. You play as Hawkeye because Hawkeye gets added into the game. He has some cool moves. But the DLC was really short. It's like 4 or 5 missions. Granted, it's free, but that's because the launch this game had. I don't think you can charge for anything right now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that game?
Do I like that game? That's a really good question, Rand. I like aspects of that game. You know?
Yeah, like I said when we talked about it last year, I like it for what this game can be.
Yes.
This game has potential. It has some things it does well. A lot of times it's blinded by what it doesn't do.
Mm-hmm. There's just some stuff that's,
Let's
okay
focus
about
on, like the thing I kept saying while we were playing when something broke. But let's focus, instead of fixing this game so it runs, let's focus on leveling so it's slower now.
Yeah.
I
Right.
still don't get that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. First of all, I don't know anybody who's complaining that I have too many points. Like, fuck the person who said that was the thing. That's almost as bad
I don't
as
think that's true. I don't think
Comcast and things going. Well, we asked our people, and they really wanted a hard cap on the amount of data that they could download. Like, no, fuck you.
nobody does that. Nobody.
It just doesn't. It's not even like there's a reason to not just press through to get to top level with. You're not building different. You're not having different builds.
Nope.
Everybody gets all the same shit.
So here's the kicker too. They're making it slower to get to 50, right? They did a roadmap like stream showing what they're planning. On the DLC where they're introducing Black Panthers at the end of the year, they're increasing the level cap.
So then what are we doing? You know,
What is
Like-
what are the benefits of leveling up other than getting gear?
you got it.
You would put skill points, but the thing is, like,
There's a
it's not
max.
like other games like Borderlands, where if I go down this tree and this tree, I can't do things on here. It's you when you're level 50, you have everything you could have possibly get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the difference between Borderlands and Marvel's Avengers. In Borderlands, you have more skills than you have skill points, so you have to make decisions. Where in Marvel's Avengers, like you just fill everything out. It's like you really just type in your name. Like when it says, "Oh, first, last, and second," you have all those things. You just fill it out when you get the ink. That's a terrible analogy. Go ahead.
Hey Brian, you know how you feel when someone hands you orange juice with pulp in it?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel every time I see that game.
Oh shit! Like, you'll get that shit away from me.
Because I really wanted, I was excited, I
Yeah.
was excited for it. And then when I saw what it was,
Well, because it did exactly what it was intended to do. Like it was announced and shown during our Marvel Infinity War Marvel and like Endgame hype when that stuff was coming out. The movies were coming out. They're like, let's make an Avengers game. They showed the A Day, which they kept showing over and over again, which is the first mission, which is when the shit hits the ground, and everyone's like, oh my god, it looks amazing. Hulk is jumping on the bridge. Black Widow's fighting Taskmaster. Like, all that's great. But once you finish that campaign, it tries to be too many things.
It basically goes into this is how the Avengers came back from a bad day to fuck up some robots for 17 hours.
Yeah. Some of them are human.
Sometimes, yeah, and Hulk is an idea in the game, but
So
and then the thing is, like, if you want to spice it up, to put in DLCs, hey, writing someone you like potentially or someone that brings something new to the table, we're gonna put Kate Bishop and Hawkeye as the first two DLCs. Aren't they both archers and were literally called Hawkeye at one point?
yes.
it's like Dragon Ball all over again.
Yeah. The next one's gonna be fucking his brother or something.
Nah, it's going to be Hawkeye, but in Ronin form.
Yeah. Well, they can't because that's a costume in the game.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? So when you put this on here because the Marvel Avengers update fails to bring players back, duh. This game fights you to play it.
Yeah, like
It doesn't want you to play it.
it's almost as bad as The Last Remnant, where it literally punishes you to play the game.
Yeah.
Like that's why I
wouldn't
said
go that
almost
far.
as bad. Like,
Kelsey, in what RPG can you not pick the same type of fucking class? Oh, I want my entire squad to be wizards. Let's all co-op wizards and play as wizards, correct?
yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
not a foreign idea, right?
no.
Oh, well,
like,
then
I
this
don't
you
know
could
of any
play.
RPG.
In this, one person can play that character. Okay, you want to be Hulk? Too bad Brian's picking Hulk. Okay, so that's too bad for you.
I mean, it sounds like Apex, but there's a reason for that.
That's a balancing issue. That's like it's an FPS competitive game. This is PvE. Also,
Yeah,
another kicker, because Brian mentioned the roadmap. There's an event called the Tachyon Anomaly that's coming out.
Soul, I think.
Who cares? The thing says for this event, you can stack characters. That tells me for a limited time you can play you can stack the same characters. When this
Yeah.
event's done, we're back to bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, so in here it says since the release of the content on March 18th, the concurrent user count has barely peaked at 2.5 thousand users on Steam charts.
Yeah.
Which is 14 times less than launch 14 times less than the launch peak the game experienced in September. Which if it only had 28k concurrent users at launch, I'm sorry, that's really shitty.
Because the people who played it probably stuck around for the campaign because the campaign was fun and there was actual story and character. Like there was shit happening. Once you finish that campaign and it's now the end game and you're doing the grinding stuff, no one's gonna stay because there's other games that do the end game better.
Yeah.
Division 2.
So I have a
Like-
question. Go ahead.
No,
But-
I mean I was never really looking forward to this game, but even the people that were like super hyped about it that I know of, were
Mhm.
just like they were like hyped, and then they got it, and then they were like, okay.
Yep.
I was like, what do you mean, okay?
That's it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You play
I
it, you
wasn't
punch
even
some things, and move on.
I wasn't even hyped for it. I only got it because hey, we could do a co-op thing. So I already expected abysmal results.
Oh, okay. I
I
did
was
not.
expecting $60 I'd never see again, basically.
Okay.
It,
I was.
it wasn't that low. It passed the bar, but with those kind of expectations, you're bound to.
I did not go in it with that expectation. There's the people who made Lara Croft, so I'm like, these guys are actually been making good games. 3 games are actually pretty fun to play, so I thought they were gonna hit it out of the park with this. So I was going in it positive, but here we are.
Speaking of positive, and you said the number 3. Currently, right now, you can get Witcher 3 for $9.99, Game of the Year edition.
Oh
For
wow!
anyone who's too silly to not play that series. I don't know if anyone's like that or not.
$10 for the Game of the Year edition? That's
Mhm.
every DLC, by the way. That's a lot of content for $10.
So,
Mhm.
fun story about Bryant's curse, where he buys something and then it just suddenly goes on sale.
It's not a curse. I think it's a superpower. That's just how we can benefit from him.
Bloons TD6, I think it is.
Yeah.
I bought the other week, and then because a buddy of mine was playing, and I loved the Bloons series because I really like tower defense series,
Uh-huh.
and I bought it. It was like, so it's $10 on Steam and $5 on your phone, and I was like,
Okay.
okay. I was like, whatever. It's something stupid to sit here and play in the background. You know, you just put a couple things down, you go do stuff, you upgrade, whatever.
Uh-huh.
The following week, it goes from $10 to $2. 80% off.
I think if it's
and I was like, motherfucker.
No, if it's within a week, you can call. I think it's you can go to Steam customer support and they'll refund you the difference.
All right.
So check with the customer service. I think if
I don't. I mean, $8 isn't really anything to like.
no, every fucking dollar counts. It's a sale.
Chelsea,
Okay,
$8. You're only 1 away from getting Skullgirls on sale.
But that was my thought. I was like,
Skullgirls?
I mean, I could have bought another copy of Skullgirls for an extra couple bucks.
Yeah.
And I know what people are thinking. Witcher 3, it's cool. That's all the DLC for $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to play the only other Witcher game that came out before that first for the story, right?
Right.
$2.99 on GOG Enhanced Edition that has everything.
Oof.
Just in case anyone I know just does not want to enjoy their time.
Got it.
Did you say the sale was on GOG or on Steam?
GOG. They're having a store-wide sale, and I think since they developed the game, they're gonna put those at super discounted prices. So
I think I already got the everything under DLC except for the soundtracks. It's in my library.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to the music, you can go for it, but
And
you'll hear them in the game.
That's why.
Gotcha.
Because I think Bryant pitched this a year or so ago, where there was a big sale on the Witcher series, and he was like, "Yo, you need to play
2 and 3,
1 and 2." Which they, for whatever reason, misabled as 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, got it.
Don't worry about the demo that they released.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have anything else on.
Played it. I don't think anyone here hasn't played it, right? There's not 2 people that haven't played that series, right?
No, we all played it. We all loved it.
Okay, that's what I would like to think. Yeah.
I started playing the demo, but it was just the controls and things were just shit, and I stopped. But I was really disappointed because everybody was like, the story is really good for the game series.
Yes.
But then everybody's like, don't play the demo.
Yeah.
So basically, the best way to play it and you can actually enjoy it is through YouTube and watch the story. That's the best way to play the game.
And then play 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Theory.
Yeah. So how long do you guys think until they just shut down Marvel's Avengers?
I don't know. There's been rumors going around that they might, if depending on how it goes, they might try to turn it into a free to play. But I'm like, that's not gonna help you because they're gonna play the game and notice the bullshit that you haven't fixed yet. So,
like, I mean, at this point, it has to be just draining money, like, because there's no way they're getting any sort of return on this.
No.
with the amount of players. Like they didn't have anything for launch because people were kind of conservative about it. And then when it came out, people were like,
they're like, yeah. So to answer your question, it's going to depend on Marvel because Marvel gave them the licensing for it. If Marvel isn't like what the returns they're getting, they'll be like, time to pull the plug. I would imagine. So,
like, I mean, there are games. I think there's more people that still play Diablo 2 than play this game. Okay.
yeah, no, those are facts. Those are facts. I'm sure there is. And now with the
games that are
freaking
15 years old are still getting more concurrent users than this thing.
and because of the timing, like I'm glad you mentioned Diablo 2. I think there was an announcement saying that your saves from Diablo 2 can get transferred to the remaster. So I'm sure people are now playing Diablo 2 to get like a crazy save to bring over. So like,
just to show numbers, was in the last 30 days of Marvel Avengers, 627 players average.
yeah, it's
an indie small fighting game called Skullgirl Second Encore.
here we go.
456. It's almost as close to a game that very little people know about.
Yeah. Well,
but it has DLC coming out, so if you guys want to spend $35 on a season pass to get 4 characters, it's available for you.
But I have Guilty Gear Strive coming out
until June. And it comes out in May officially on PlayStation. And then if you already have it on Steam, you have early access. You've been playing her.
Oh, okay.
$35.
Oh.
Get it?
Get it?
Oh my god. And that's it for the show, people. We still have notable releases, but that's our news here. Notable releases this week. We actually got some games coming out and DLC. We got Immortals Phoenix Rising DLC coming out. Myths of the Eastern Realm. We play as a different character. I think it's like the Eastern gods instead of the Greek gods. So that's gonna be cool. I'll probably get it one day and play through it.
Like
it takes.
Did you finish that game?
What did he just say? No. Everyone, do not move on from this.
He said, "Gosh, you're pretty."
No, he said, "Do you mean like Jesus?" That's not Eastern God.
Oh my god. I didn't think anybody heard me.
Yeah, I was just wasn't gonna make a spectacle of it.
No, I needed to. Do you mean Jesus?
I wonder if everyone would ignore it.
Oh my god. All right. So besides that DLC, we have It Takes Two, which is the new co-op game by the guy who made A Way Out. I forgot the thing he did before that, but he's like the guy who's always like cursing at people at the Game Awards. Joseph something, I think his name is.
Bosef.
Okay. Well, he has a new co-op game coming out. I think it's Tim Joseph. Yeah, you're right. No, it's Joseph Tiff. We got Monster Hunter Rise, so new Monster Hunter game for Switch.
It's a porn game.
Okay. And then Kaze and the Wild Masks, which is like looks like a action platformer game, 2D. Looks right up my alley.
Really cool.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like Crash Bandicoot, like the original Crash Bandicoot style with like Mega Man, or more like Mega Man, where you collect masks and they give you different abilities to do different things.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking that out myself. That's the
Is it coming out on
backlog.
Game Pass, or is it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure why I went Irish. No, I think it's just Steam so far.
It says it's on Xbox One, PlayStation 4.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Windows.
It's on everything.
Nintendo Switch, Google Stadia.
I don't know if it's going to be on Game Pass. That's a good question, so I would have to look that up.
I'm gonna assume not, but
yeah, sometimes they do like surprise me, like, oh, day one the game comes out, it's Game Pass, so maybe, but I don't know for sure. For movies, there's a movie called Nobody coming out this week. It stars Bob Odenkirk. It's him being a badass apparently, so I might check that one out. And then for music, Evanescence is making a new music, which I thought they stopped making new music, but here we are. So let's get it. Comes out this Friday as well, called The Bitter Truth, the album. For free games this week on Epic Games Store, we have The Fall currently available if you're watching this live. If not, you're way out of luck by Friday. So, but you'll be able to claim Creature in the Well, which is a cool looking game that I had in my backlog for so long and I have not played it yet. But you basically play a robot that plays that like ping pong's energy thing to get through levels. It looks really cool. One day I'll get to it. And that is it.
So
this,
I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted to start kind of not like a tradition, but maybe like a weekly or monthly thing. So I found this movie. I was looking at like what was coming out this year, and there's this action flick starring Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo. I think is how you say his name. Grillo.
Frank Grillo.
What is it called?
Oh, the guy who
Sin.
the guy. Oh my god! I saw I think I've seen the movie poster
Okay.
for it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so I was like, I like Bruce Willis in most of his movies. I feel like he's made some bad choices, over the last 5 years or so with some things. Take a wild guess what this got on Rotten Tomatoes for the Rotten score.
I'm really scared. 2%.
5.
Randall?
He's buffering. Give me a minute. He's crunching numbers right now.
I don't know.
He's like a machine learning entity. Right now he's doing a bunch of data that's being sent in. The model is being processed.
Like the scene from
what was the movie
Hangover.
again?
Cosmic Sin. It's with Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo's in Marvel. The guy who plays
I can give
Bone
you the
Crusher,
rundown of
or
what it is if
No.
you want. That'll help.
Crossbone.
Sure.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I started watching that movie, but then I didn't finish it.
So are you guys ready?
What
I'm
happened?
sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. What happened? What happened?
Sorry. Go.
Wait, hold up. What happened?
I called him Bone Crusher instead of Crossbones.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. It wasn't as funny as we were having a giggling moment. Go.
The Rotten Tomatoes, the reviewers, out of 25, gave it 8%.
Oh my god!
But the audience gave it an 85%.
What?
Which is so the reason I brought this movie up is because I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted to watch it together or like watch it this week and then talk about it next week and see which one it more related to. Because
Okay.
It's not like oh it got like
70 and 80.
50% and then the user or the audience gave it like an 80 and 90%. No, this is a massive difference.
This is night and day. It's like they saw two different movies.
So, and then like IMDb, it got a 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2 out of 5 on Hey You Guys. And then Google has a 30% liking this movie. So the ratings are all over the fucking place.
This movie could be the greatest fucking film on this planet, or just dog shit. So
I'm wondering if it's kind of like Alien 3000, where you just have to get fucking stoned to watch this.
This is the same movie. I think I started watching it.
So if you started watching
I'm about to look it up right now, and
it's on Plex. Like I saw it on Plex, and I'm like, I'm not watching this.
So
it's with Bruce Willis, right?
Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo.
Bruce Willis and Frank
Yeah,
Grillo.
I think hold on, let me just look it up.
Just look it up. When you see the poster or the poster, you'll know what it is.
Yeah,
because I saw it on there, and I'm like,
what was it called again?
Cosmic Sin.
7 rogue soldiers launch a preemptive strike against a newly discovered alien civilization in the hopes of ending an interstellar war before it starts.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started watching it.
I started watching it, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. I don't know if it was because the quality was just lackluster.
Like the quality of the video or the movie?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, because it wasn't like I'm one of those people that can easily get taken out of a movie if it looks like someone's final project. If like the CG looks like somebody's final project.
Okay.
So I think you would love a little movie called Alien 3000.
I don't know why Brian and Randall have not sat down and watched this movie.
Well, it's called Alien 3000. Anything with a number at the end of it like that is bad.
It's not bad. You know, you've ever seen something get so one area, it loops back the other way? This movie is so bad, you can't not enjoy yourself.
That makes no sense to me.
If you were
You
drunk
can't
or
enjoy yourself,
high,
I
it
guess.
makes it 1,000 times better.
Yeah. Then it loops 6 times on that wheel. And you're going crazy of how hilarious it is.
That is so weird that you would say that.
For me, there's like an area of bad where you've looped. You're so bad, I can't
How
believe
do
this
you
is
continue
real.
you watching it though?
Because I'm laughing of how bad it is. There's angry bad, and then there's I can't believe this is fucking airing right now bad, and you're laughing through it.
It's kind of like when you listen to music, and then there's some songs that you're just like, holy fuck, I will never listen to this again.
Cardi B up.
Friday, or that. And then there's songs that you just like, you listen to it and you go, this is so bad, I can't stop listening to it. Like,
Yes.
shit, what is it? City Girls, Act Up.
Oh my god, Janiana plays that song and she swears by it. I can't.
It's like, it's terrible, but it's
Yes.
like catchy, and you just kind of.
It makes me want to twerk, you know?
Usually when I don't like something, I can't stomach it. I never had that feeling where I've watched something so bad that I can't. What happened?
I don't know, Brian just started losing it.
I just imagine he plays a song he hates and just vomits because he's.
Oh, yeah. If whether it's music or a movie, if I don't like it, man, I can't.
So you don't want to do this thing? You don't want to watch Cosmic Sin and
I mean,
shit
I
on
give it a try,
Okay.
but I can't guarantee that I will sit through the whole entire movie. If it's that bad,
I will see.
I just think it would be fun to find movies that either have like a massive range or have like the really bad scores, and just watch them and see what we think about it.
I'm okay with that. I like that.
Like one movie a week, just pick something just random, just like go on Rotten Tomatoes and find stuff that's like either got like a low rated score, or if we can find other things that have, the massive difference between the tomato, whatever the fuck it is, in the audience score.
Okay.
And try that. I saw this because I was like looking through the new movies this year that are coming out. I saw that this was already out, and I was like, oh, Bruce Willis, like, let's do.
He's a household name.
What do you mean 8%?
I'm down to watch it.
have you guys ever watched like parody movies?
Yeah, like Scary Movie
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not those, because those are like those are actual movies. I'm talking about like,
But those are parody movies.
yeah. So that's a particular genre. I'm talking about like, there is a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but you remember that movie, the Pixar movie. I think it's Pixar. No, I'm sorry. I don't think it's Pixar.
It might be DreamWorks.
Is it Pixar? I
What
can't
was
believe
it?
that I'm having with the two brothers. They were like, I think they weren't
It's just called
orcs.
Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Onward. Okay. There's a movie that is Onward, but it's not called Onward. It's called like Forward or something like that.
And it's the same story?
And it's I didn't watch it, but the cover is the same. It's animated, but it's called Forward instead of Onward.
That sounds like just like a rip-off, like a knockoff or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like there's tons of movies like that. Like there's one for like Fast and the Furious. I forget.
Randall, you should see one called Pirates.
No, I just realized what you're saying.
That's from Pirates of the Caribbean parody.
So there's the Forward.
I don't trust you.
Is it animated?
Yeah, you
Yes,
said
it's
it's
animated. It's CG animated. It looks exactly not. Well, I'm sorry, not exactly because the quality is not the same, but it's the same story. Allegedly,
Okay.
the poster is the same. Everything is the same,
Okay.
except for I think it's called Forward.
Well, the only two forward movies that I'm finding is one is in 2016. It's a two assassins will face their most feared demons when fighting themselves right in the very gates of hell. And then there's a TV movie. A group as groups of people begin missing from a small community, a determined investigative journalist finds
Okay,
himself in the middle.
I'm sorry. It's called Homeward.
Homeward?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're not fucking around. It looks like okay. An orctastic journey of elvish proportions. Kim Little's in it. DC Douglas. Tom Green's in it. Okay.
So this is another one. Hold on, let me see what the difference in score is.
That's
So
insane.
The tomato meter was 50%, but the audience score was 17%.
The tomato meter thing made me laugh. I never heard that referred to like a name like that.
It's Rotten Tomatoes score versus the audience score.
Oh my god.
But it's tons of movies like this.
I know, but that version of Vin Diesel is hilarious. Look up Super Fast.
Super fast.
And look at the cover of that photo and tell me that's not Vin Diesel's double.
It really is. And then off-brand Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Like I've actually thought about watching all these knockoff movies to see how far I can get into the movie without like
vomiting.
I think we should do this. I think this should be the
That's what Kelsey's talking about. Like we each do one like a month or like a week or something and review it on here.
What'd you say, Brian?
I'm pretty sure the super fast movie is porn. It says at the top of this poster, "Get ready, lube up, and pump some diesel."
Wait a minute.
Are you ready for the
Wait, hold on. Are you serious?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They have a Pirates of the Caribbean version.
That's a good parody that Randall used to watch. All right.
So, are you ready for the blurb about it that comes up on Google?
Go for it.
On Superfast, a Caucasian cop must infiltrate an ethnically diverse gang of car thieves, underground racers, and gift card counterfeiters.
Nah, this isn't a porn.
It's apparently purposely supposed to be a joke about Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it's Fast and the Furious comedy parody.
I mean, yeah, I'm down. I mean, I can watch Cosmic Sin this week if you guys want to do that. Unless you want to watch Super Fast.
No, I don't.
Or Pirates.
I don't want to know what that movie is.
Look it up.
That's
watch the
not
movie.
suspect.
You'll love it.
When I was living in the dorms at Radford, they got a whole bunch of people on the floor because like some of the dorms had like classrooms, like a classroom in there that students could use, or that if they needed extra rooms for classes, that teachers could go there and do stuff, or the building with their resident assistants and could go in and do stuff. They got the Pirates movie and played it on the projector in the classroom, and there were like 20 or 30 of us that were sitting in there watching this.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember if it was the resident assistant or the resident director of the building came by in the middle of a hardcore sex scene and was like,
what the heck?
Like walked by.
Uh-huh.
You know how you walk by, you turn and you go,
uh-huh.
I'm sorry, what are we doing in here?
Uh-huh.
And like the guy who got it and put it, he like had the DVD and everything. And the guy who had it like tried to like it's just a movie. Like it's just a parody movie of Pirates of the Caribbean. And she's like, yeah, with some dude fucking a chick, full on in the pirate outfit. He's like, yeah, it's a parody. You can't watch this in here. Take it somewhere else. So we had to shut it down.
Yeah, it's a parody. You're watching full-blown porn, my guy.
He kept trying to tell her it's porn with plot. And I'm like... And I'm like, have you ever watched porn? Most porns have plot. Like, what are we talking about here?
Oh my god. Shoot. I mean, I'm down to watch Cosmic Sin, if that's what we're going to land on. Izzy's Way Home. Okay.
How are these people not getting sued?
Because it's like just like Vanilla Ice. It sounds different. It is different. All right, Randall. What are you doing this week?
Kiara, what is it called?
All right.
Kiara the Brave.
You're doing Kiara the Brave this week?
It's a knockoff of Brave, the Pixar movie. Brave.
Oh.
So we are all doing Cosmic Sin this week, right? I don't care which one we do. I just pick out Cosmic Sin because that was the first one I found. I'm okay with watching any of these. I just think it'd be great to have a list each week. Just we all pick one, watch it together, or watch that one, and then come back and review it.
I'm down for Cosmic Sin.
How are you guys planning on watching it together?
No, he just meant we all watch it by then, so then we can all talk about it together.
Oh. I thought he meant
most of them seem to be fairly short. I think Cosmic Sin's only an hour and a half.
I feel like the experience would be better if we all watched it together.
Then it would be something we'd have to schedule and then watch it on Discord.
That's what I was envisioning, especially if it's so ridiculous that it's funny that we're all talking about it as we're watching it.
I mean, I can shorten my stream and we can start watching it. It'll be at 9 though. I mean, I'll be streaming for 2 hours, Tuesday or Thursday.
Friday or something?
I don't stream Friday. It's Tuesday or Thursday. We can do it. Tuesday, you said Tuesday you have date night, so it'll be Thursday.
Tuesday I have Tuesday at 9. I could actually do because I come home from Krav Advanced and shower and sit down.
What did he say?
I think he said anal.
Krav Advanced.
No, Brian said anal.
Oh.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I just gotta get to it, and we can do it on Discord. So you can share screens, so we can do a watch party thing. Anyway, we can sort that out after this. Randall, what are you doing this week besides watching Cosmic Sin
and Pirates?
And Pirates. You should go watching. Make sure you get the highest quality too.
Work, gym. I'm still trying to figure out what's the next game I'm going to play.
Is it how close to the Lord I can get?
Prayer you're talking about?
There you go. You got it, Baba.
I don't know. I might pick up Hitman again.
That's true. You still got that.
They pick up Witcher, but he's just a heathen. So.
Well, I started Hitman, so I got to finish it.
Say again, Kelsey.
Streaming Hitman?
Tomorrow never.
Tomorrow never. That's after tomorrow.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, bars. Was that you?
I also want to work on some art, but I'm not sure. Well, it's probably going to be me still working on my websites, and I actually think I might try to finish the Ed 209 finally.
Does not compute. Relax.
I think that's all I got.
Okay. Kelsey, besides watching Cosmic Sin, what you doing this week?
I don't know. I think Ted Lasso has to be on the list.
Thank fucking God.
I might have to watch Spoderman 1 and 2.
Okay. But wait, which one?
Now I have to look it up.
Wait, which
Boater
Spider-Man?
Man, a parody movie.
I mean,
Apparently, it's just a meme. That's
Yeah.
disappointing.
Which
Other than that, I'm
Spider-Man?
not really.
Who's
What?
playing Peter Parker in the Spider-Man you're gonna watch?
a good question. Now he's fucking cornered.
Hang on. I
What do you mean, hang on? There's only one answer.
It should be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He's freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Can't find the damn thing.
He just DM'd Adam. He said, "Help."
Fuck, I can't find it. Whatever. I was trying to find the name of the guy who plays the voice in the animated series.
Oh, I thought you were looking to see. I thought you were looking to see who voiced him in the new game.
No.
Yuri something Barenthal.
Yeah, something Yuri Lowenthal.
Oh, I found it. Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Nice. So that you're not watching the correct Spider-Man then.
But I don't know. I might have to try and watch those soon, so that
Probably can get off your ass. Yeah.
At this
terrible.
At this point, is it just a running gag, or do you just not like Spider-Man?
It's more of a burnout. There was so much that came out all at the same time with the.
Did you just fucking watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No. I just lied my way through the review. I don't know. They've already rebooted it so many times with everything. I just wasn't really interested in it.
Go and watch those fucking movies already.
So somebody in my chat, Bryant De La Rosa, says this Kelsey guy is a lying slut.
All right. All right. Good. All right. Just back it up. So, are you streaming any games this week?
Probably not. I haven't really been into the streaming game other than doing this. I just really haven't had time.
Mhm.
Work. They move some of the times for working out, so I don't get home really in time. And I just don't really feel like sitting down for only 2 hours at 10 o'clock to stream and then go to bed.
Gotcha.
I've really not been in. I really just don't want to do anything on the computer lately. I haven't really been interested in any games, anything on the computer. I've been kind of wandering around bored. I've actually been cleaning up part of the garage to possibly start working on the car again.
Garage stream.
Might do that.
Hey. Okay. All right, Brian. What are you doing this week besides watching Cosmic Sin? Okay.
What are we doing that?
I guess until further notice, tomorrow after my stream, we'll get on Discord here and watch that.
Right, so I guess in the meantime, on tomorrow, I'll stream some music until then. And then we'll watch Cosmic Sin. And Wednesday, we're playing some. Right?
I'm pretty sure it's Borderlands. I think we asked him by the end of last week that he's good, but if Javi's available, it's Borderlands.
And then either Thursday or Friday, I'll probably play Siege with Javi. And the other day, I don't know when I'm over there, when we're doing anything, if we're watching movies or Jujutsu Kaisen. So I don't know if I have Friday here or over there.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm here, I don't know, I'll probably stream some Skullgirls or something that came out this year. Something maybe.
Yeah, maybe something that came out this year would be great. Yeah,
like Annie, because she came out this year.
That's a game.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, for myself, this week, tomorrow we got Doom. Oh, what's up?
What are you doing this week?
Oh, me? Thanks for asking, bro. I like to be included. I appreciate that. I'm gonna start the Doom Eternal Gods DLC Part 1 tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be most likely Borderlands 3 continuing the Krieg DLC.
Sorry, real quick. Didn't they release
Part 2
second
came
one?
out. Yeah, came out last week. That's why
Alright.
I got to get on it because I have both of them now and I need to finish it.
Yeah, I'm maybe I'll try playing that game again.
Go watch Kelsey's stream because he's not going to be playing it on easy. So that's more entertaining. I'll be playing it tomorrow, as in tomorrow, Tuesday. Wednesday, most likely Borderlands. If not, Torchlight 3 with Brian. Thursday, fuck if I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. We'll see what happens. And then that'll be it for the week, I think. Yeah, I think so. Maybe a stream Saturday, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I'll have nothing to do, but we'll see.
Well, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why so I don't know. But then that's it for the week. And that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, listening, both, neither. This has been the ADLR Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh.